1,000 unique stories from coast to coast. Tales of local legends, natural wonders, and history. With many stories narrated by some of your favorite voices, including Kevin Costner, John Lithgow, and more. Download the winner of the Webby Award for Best Travel App, Autio, the perfect companion for your next road trip. Available from the App Store and Google Play.
Fence outlet customer Amy said,
"We had a fire on our property and needed to replace our fence quickly. We have grandchildren and pets, and we were concerned for their safety. A friend recommended Fence Outlet. We scheduled a free quote, and they had her privacy and safety restored quickly."
Visit fenceoutlet.com today. License number C10252 and C10803.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
At Morgan & Morgan, the fee is free. You don't pay us anything unless we win your case.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman & Lind Studios. Why Kaufman & Lind? Because your case matters. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS-FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Someone's going to get offended. It's just the way the world works. So to hopefully save everyone a little time and or energy, here's this. The opinions that you hear are those of the host and callers, and not those of iHeartMedia, its management, or advertisers. You are now listening to The Jim Colbert Show on Real Radio 104.1.
And right, guys, here we go on a Monday edition of The Jim Colbert Show. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that greatly, and we do have a darn good show set up for you today. We'll get caught up on what's happening out there in the world. Deb's Woke News. We'll do that at 3:20. 4 o'clock hour. We'll have sports. Brandon Kravitz coming by. Some cool stuff happening out there. NBA playoffs are decided. NBA draft lottery coming up. We'll discuss those things. 5 o'clock hour trivia. 6 o'clock, Ross Thoughts. Our buddy Ray Trimley drops by with a really interesting segment this week. So make sure you turn in the 6 o'clock hour, plus your calls, text, and talkbacks all day long. Welcome to the program. I am Jim. To my left, my lovely and very dangerous co-host, Ms. Deb Roberts.
Hello there.
Straight ahead producer Ross Paget.
I'm going to call them flip-flops, not thongs.
And he's always in when we need to help. Give it up for Slick right there.
Yay, hello.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Find us easily on social. Instagram, Facebook at The Jim Colbert Show. On Twitter, just at Jim Colbert Show. And, of course, all day, every day at JimColbertLive.com. That's where you can just tune into our YouTube channel. And we've got so many things to plug, dude. It's so many things to remember to plug and take care of on the show every single day. I have a really difficult time doing it.
All right, well, we'll drop a couple.
Yeah.
We don't need to talk about JimColbertLive.com.
I'll just let the company know what we plan to drop. 407-916-1041. All right, Mother's Day this weekend. Everybody have a good weekend.
Mexican food, margaritas, got drunk, almost threw up. Let's move on.
Love it. All of that good. I know that I saw photographs of you and your beautiful wife and her gorgeous mom out enjoying some tequila.
Oh, yeah. And I'm not playing around, man. We got ripped on Mother's Day. Yeah.
Did you really?
Absolutely.
Just sat there and drank some margaritas until it got loose?
Well, I didn't know how much alcohol we decided to consume that day until I saw the tab. And I was like, oh, yeah, that does check out.
There's a stark reminder of this buzz.
Didn't think it was 3 digits, but here we go.
Oh, yeah.
Was there an afternoon nap involved?
There is some tiramisu involved.
Wow,
and then,
really?
a nap. Yeah, nap.
Very nice.
Mom-in-law passed out.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you got drunk as a mother.
Yeah. She got...
Oh, there we go.
Legitimate mother.
yeah, she got past... I mean, she got drunk enough and she found a dark place in the house.
There you go.
And then just laid.
In your soul?
Down. Yeah, no. In the other room.
And this is in your house?
Yeah.
Face first in the couch. I love it after a day of day drinking. Some people have a real problem with day drinking. I kind of like it. Can I tell you, I like day drinking more than drinking at night these days.
You know why? Because day drinking is always followed by a nap.
Oh, yeah. Nap, and then you wake up and you're like, I feel great. Let's cook some steaks.
Exactly. Let's watch a movie.
Oh, yeah. Let's get some beef.
That's the one time, like, steak feels like breakfast.
Yeah. It's crazy.
I just woke up. I flew.
Well, you get up there, you start ripping it like during brunch. Next thing you know, you're hammered. It's 1:30.
Right.
The game's not even on yet. And you pass out, wake up, and you've lost time. It's like the news is on when you wake up.
Yeah.
It feels like tomorrow.
Yeah, that part's not so fun.
You think you're late for work because you got drunk on a Saturday morning and woke up that afternoon. You swear you're late.
Yeah.
It's a time warp.
Next week.
Oh, my God.
No, I'm a night drinker way more than a day drinker. Day drinking is where I think you can really get into some trouble.
Yeah, you can get into some trouble. The problem is that night drinking, man, you're out with everybody. The day drinking thing, that's a different crowd of people. It's a little more selective crowd of people.
I think
willing to get hammered on champagne at 10:30 a.m.
It has to be proven that day drinking is more dangerous, though.
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter to me either way. I just enjoy it more. I don't know why. It feels like you're doing something dirty.
This is my I shouldn't be feeling this good, and the sun is in that position of the sky.
Exactly.
But my theory is that if you start drinking at 1, you are far more likelier to drink at 5, 6, 7, 8 p.m. compared to if you started drinking at 9. I think you're less likelier to drink at 1, 2, 3, 4 in the morning.
Yeah, usually if I day drink, I do not night drink. I'll wake up after a well-deserved nap and make something very, very bad for me to eat, and then pile up on the couch and movie it out for the rest of the day.
See, I'm not able to do that. Well, once I start day drinking, it is really hard for me to stop.
To put a cork in it? No, I had no problem with it. I can drink 4 or 5 drinks at brunch or whatever, and then go home and just grab a little nap and be fine.
I don't know if it's harder. I don't know if it's harder to be a drink because I don't drink. I don't know if it's harder to be a drinker or the person who has to deal with the drinking.
Here's the thing. I was
the worst
say,
position.
You're a DJ of all people that would want to chime in. I would assume that you'd be like, day drinking's perfectly fine with me because I'm sure I can only imagine the things that you've heard and witnessed as a club DJ.
Well, that's why he doesn't drink, probably.
Who doesn't drink? I mean, that's the thing is you're always cognizant of what's happening around you. I mean, it's probably book worthy, right?
Yeah, I told Jack that I need to do a segment that is like the most interesting man in the world commercial.
Right,
you know, but kind of do it like Charlie Murphy doing See True Hollywood stories.
Yeah, that's the greatest.
Because there's so many stories.
Look, man, his buddy Christoph used to do this thing in Orlando where he would just sit out on Orange Ave and ask people questions. And inevitably, he'd run into these club chicks who are like 21, 22 years old and have sold their morals to everybody that has a dime. I mean, these people, they're insipid, vapid, hollow shells of human beings going through those college years. And I mean, the answers they would give this guy were legit insane. Like if those were my kids, I would immediately pull their passport and lock them in a basement.
Oh my goodness. I can tell you some stories, Jim.
Oh God. I can't even imagine.
See, like all the dumb things that I've done via drinking is because of day drinking that turned into night drinking.
That's compound drinking is what they call that.
That's
compound drinking.
That's not day drinking.
They call that cruise drinking. That's not on a cruise.
And I'm not alone.
That's like when you bought the life drink package.
My wife, whenever she tells me, like, as soon as I hear, and man, I'll even say the name, as soon as I hear, I'm going to go hang out with Lindsay. As soon as I hear that, I'm like, oh, no.
See you tomorrow.
Lindsay gets lit.
Yeah, you guys are going to be drinking Palomas for about 6 hours and then want to hang out. Like it's going to get weird.
We'll be playing tireless Scrabble here by the end of the night.
My wife is the most environmentally aware person. We buy coconut husks
I know.
to go ahead and scrub our dishes, which completely worked. But I didn't even know that was a thing.
It's amazing.
You get her day drinking, litter. She'll litter. I'm telling you, day drinking is bad.
She's like, I want to kill a tree. I want to kill a tree.
Yeah, sober, she's hugging it.
Right,
exactly. Drunk, she's like, where's my axe?
This tree's a little big.
Yeah, Lorax was stupid. Yeah. Stupid little orange guy with a dumb little mustache.
Deb, did you, so everybody had a good time. I know you went to the zoo.
Yeah, we did go to the zoo.
Had a wonderful time at the zoo. Went out to have some food with the crew. I did not see the crowds that I was told to look for. Like, everything I read going in, we had trivia last week saying that Mother's Day is the most booked restaurant reservation day of the year. And again, we're in a different area, and we did see some packed, but we did have seats and tables at our restaurant, which is a very popular place. I mean, it was, still available.
Well, we did lawn work Saturday, so I'm going to have to choose the steps and the moves that I make today very, very carefully because it's going to take at least 2 to 3 times the amount of time to be able to, make it to the bathroom and back.
It's amazing when you just do a little bit and you're not used to doing it.
And you wake up the next morning thinking you're dying.
And you're not even close. Tomorrow is actually going to be the worst day for you. There's 2 days after you do that stuff. It's the worst day.
Oh, man.
All right. Did you get to talk to your moms?
Yeah, I talked to my mom.
How's she doing?
I talked to both moms. Got Mexican food. Already talked about that.
Yeah.
She's doing great. Got her a massage.
Nice.
Some person's gonna have to rub my mom down.
Oh man, that poor blanker.
Yeah.
Hope you tip nice.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how she feels about the good old rubbing.
Yeah. 4 minutes in, she turns and goes, 9/11 was an inside job. And off we go. 90 minutes of that.
If you're just joining us, my mom does go on to some questionable websites.
40 minutes in, she goes, the beams don't cut like that.
Yeah, it's funny. One of the last times I talked to her, she was like, "Yeah, you got to see what I got. I bought a generator."
Oh God.
I was like, "What are you talking about? You bought a generator?
Like a gas generator like we would have here for hurricanes?"
I think so.
In the hurricane-less Arizona?
I don't know what company was smart enough to advertise their generators on Fox News, but you got my mom. But I think she does think that it's like growing to be a coin flip of a chance of I don't know what the future holds.
Right, yeah.
I'm like, you could have just bought a gun.
This is going to power the bunker I don't have.
The generator isn't going to defend the house.
407.
Buy a dog.
61041. You can text us at 77031. We do have so much to get to today. A legend passed away today. And, for not many people, it's a niche thing, or niche thing, I should say. But for
you, it matters.
For me, it was a big deal. Actually, when I read it this morning, I gasped a little bit. In the world of poker,
right,
there are only a few people who have made it to the language of everyday people, right? And you could probably say that with a lot of different things. Everybody knows who Magnus Carlsen is, right? He's very I think he's the grandmaster, best chess player, I think, considered alive right now. Young phenom, has been in the scene for years, was playing when he was 6 years old and stuff like that.
Magnus.
And even if you don't play chess, because that. I mean, that goes with the top athletes. Even if you don't play basketball, chances are you know who LeBron James is and Michael Jordan is. In the world of poker, that person is a guy named Doyle Brunson. His nickname was Texas Dolly because when he was announced, I believe, for a poker tournament or a basketball game, I believe, his last name is spelled Doyle, and the announcer obviously didn't read it right, and he was from Texas, so he called him Texas Dolly, so that kind of stuck with him. Doyle was an impending figure, wrote one of the first books on poker called Super System that's considered the Bible of poker theory and technique and strategy. And he passed away at 89 years old. And this guy was still playing the game as of last year, televised tournaments and cash games and stuff, and was a gentle giant of a human being and really set such a great standard for card players because, let's face it, in the world of poker, it's kind of a skeezy kind of thing. It doesn't have the best reputation of being like an above-the-board thing. You're gambling. The people look squirrely. They got the glasses and the hoodies and stuff. But he never really did any of that. He just wore his cowboy hat. Had a lot of integrity, and everybody respected him, and he passed away at 89 years old.
Wow.
Either today or yesterday. I can't remember exactly what it was, but R.I.P. to Doyle Brunson, the great Doyle Brunson.
R.I.P. And
That's
hey,
right.
Have to pour a little out on the concrete later
That's right.
for him.
And I know that you did stand-up this weekend. Leesburg was a good time?
Yeah. Leesburg, man, what a cool place.
Yeah.
What
They love
great
you out there.
people. Thank you so much. Show sold out. It wasn't even that close. I knew it was going to sell out, but to actually be there in the room, it was just an overall great weekend.
Yeah, good. I'm glad you had a good crowd out there. I know the Leesburg always loves it when you come out and have a good time. Port Orange, big fans.
Yeah, man. It's a different...
Deep areas, all the D cities love you.
It's a different vibe.
All right, 407-916-1041. We do have a ton to get to today. I've got a term you probably never heard of. I'm going to ask you if you have, and if you think this has happened to you. There's a state making a big push to be the next Hollywood, and it probably isn't who you think it is. And Bed Bath & Beyonds are going to become things that I don't understand this, but there's a plan to turn a lot of the empty Bed Bath & Beyonds into this. And this I don't get, because I saw it this weekend, and I don't get it still. And I don't understand how it's happening and where it's going to go, but we'll get all that a little bit later. Deb, news?
And Pulse nightclub survivors want a criminal investigation into the nonprofit. No surprise here, but Floridians are planning to travel this summer and in big numbers, and an 81-year-old is about to grace the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we'll tell you who that is and more coming up next during Woke News.
You got it. 407-916-1041. Text us, 77031. Back with Deb's News and more of the Jim Colbert Show right after this.
Introducing the latest way to hear the greatest station in the world. Just tell Siri to play Real Radio 104.1. You're welcome, iPhone users.
3 lanes are blocked due to an accident on I-95 heading northbound after US 92. The right shoulder is blocked due to an accident on I-4 eastbound at Parr Street. You can expect delays due to an accident blocking the left lane on Sand Lake Road heading eastbound before Dr. Phillips Boulevard. If I-4 is a part of your travels, you can expect delays heading eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Is your check engine light on? Let our professional parts people scan and diagnose the problem for free. Stop by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This hour is sponsored by Barks in the City, June 3rd at Apopka Amphitheater.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Result of negotiations not guaranteed. Not available in all states. Approximate discounts of up to half before fees based on an average enrolled debt and results.
If your credit card debt is out of control, if you're in over your head in monthly payments, there's a secret the credit card companies don't want you to know. If you have more than $10,000 in credit card debt, you have the right to let us settle that debt for a fraction of what you owe. That's bad news for the credit card companies, but it's great news for you. We're Credit Associates, and we're offering you free information on how to completely resolve your credit card debt with a monthly payment you can afford. To see how much you could save, call now. 800-500-6135. Don't declare bankruptcy. Don't consolidate. Give us 10 minutes, and we could save you thousands. And offer a guarantee, so there's no risk to call now. 800-500-6135. For the secret the credit card companies don't want you to know, call Credit Associates for free now and see how much money you could save. Call 800-500-6135. 800-500-6135.
Add value and security to your property today by contacting Fence Outlet. Now offering customers 0 down and 0% financing for 12 months on any fence product. Go to fenceoutlet.com today for more details. Terms of financing apply. License number C-10252 and C-10803.
Mills Air, in business since 1992 here in Central Florida. That's over 30 years. They are not going anywhere. Carrier, factory, authorized dealers always turn to the experts. As part of iHeart's Access Day, they'll be offering our listeners a special offer of up to $3,500 on new AC units. And as we head into summer, now is certainly the time to replace your old unit. And with these special discounts, you need to reach out to Mills Air at millsair.com. That's millsair.com. Offer good while supplies last.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
Could you become a victim?
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated U.S.-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to lifelock.com.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep so you learn to sleep better night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Life is full of ifs. If you see potential in every day, if you push for that promotion, and even bigger ifs like if you say, I do. If you can cash flow like a pro and get paid up to 2 days early, if you can safeguard against surprises and supercharge your savings, the if in life becomes less iffy. Regions Life Banking makes it possible. If you're interested.
Let's talk about the if in life. Regions Bank, embrace the if in life.
Regions Bank, member FDIC.
The way healthcare works today can be frustrating. So many different doctors to keep track of, different tests, different medications. It's a lot. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care covered by most Medicare plans. Here, your own doctor coordinates all of your care for you, even talking to your specialists and your pharmacist to manage prescriptions. There's a lot more about Village Medical that we think you'll love. When's the last time you said that about healthcare? Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
If you suffered an injury at a place of business, dial pound wall. That's all. Morgan & Morgan.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. Text us easily, 77031. Thanks again for tuning in today. We appreciate that, as we do every single day. Jack will be back with us tomorrow, just taking a day off today, take care of a few things. Welcome back. I am Jim. Ross and Slick right over there. Let's get a check on the news. Here's Deb.
And now, it's time for Woke News. It seems like kind of a misuse of the whole woke on the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, as always, Woke News brought to you by that mortgage guy, Don.
Don.
Survivors of the deadly Pulse nightclub shooting are calling for a criminal investigation into the nonprofit created following the tragedy.
Yeah.
Families of victims gathered yesterday on Mother's Day to address their concerns about how the One Pulse Foundation is handling the property where 49 people were killed and 53 others injured in 2016. Now, the group is questioning how the organization is using its funding since officials have spent the last 7 years trying to figure out a memorial site. Survivors say they want to have control over any future project. One Pulse released a statement saying the claims made yesterday are untrue and misinformed.
Awkward.
Heard it's I guess a silent investor in that whole thing that's kind of holding some issues up. And it's just a terrible look across the board for the foundation, because now, you know, with this incredibly sensitive topic at hand, they have to deal with a large amount of money that's got to come down because, you know, that's an investment property. That property has value, lots of it.
And you remember
that's
Barbara
tough.
Poma
Yes.
stepped down a few months ago.
Right.
She used to be the owner of the Pulse nightclub and I believe was involved with the foundation as well.
I think she was the head of it.
I believe so. I wasn't sure. All right, attorneys for a Lake County woman accused of murdering her husband more than 8 years ago say they know who the actual killer is. 37-year-old Lori Shaver's legal team filed a motion in court earlier this month claiming a 15-year-old girl confessed to pulling the trigger. That would have been when she was around 7. So the defense has asked the judge to reconsider an evaluation of the girl, again, who would have been around 7 years old when Michael Shaver was last seen alive. Now, authorities discovered the victim's remains under a slab of concrete on his wife's Claremont property 3 years after he disappeared.
Right.
The defense also believes a second suspect participated in the murder.
Right. And by the way, if you're going to kill somebody, drop the idea of the burn pit. It's played. They know.
Well, not only that.
Also, another play to shed. Want to drop the idea of shed.
Here's another idea.
They're going to look right under the shed.
If you're using your own computer or your own cell phone to send text messages, or if you're using the victim's cell phone,
right,
they're still going to be able to track your ISP address.
Right,
so
right.
even if you text family members saying,
Right.
leave me alone, don't bother me,
Right, yeah.
I'm living somewhere else, they're going to check and see where those messages originated, and that's going to tell them a lot.
Then they're going to go to the shed.
And then they're going to go to the
Right.
shed.
They're going to find the body, and then you're going to go to jail.
Well, I fooled you, Jim. I went ahead and made flowers instead.
That's been done too.
Yeah,
the wishing well.
Any porch.
Yeah, any porch,
shed or
any concrete.
Yeah, any burn pit where you get around and enjoy a drink with your boys.
Yeah.
Anywhere there's fresh concrete. You might want to age that quickly.
Yeah, disturbed ground. All right, Governor Ron DeSantis says DEI programs are coming to an end in Florida. The governor was at New College of Florida in Sarasota earlier today to sign 3 bills into law. One of the measures limits diversity, equity, and inclusion programs at colleges and universities. Another bans public funding for these initiatives, including DEI or critical race theory-based curriculum. Those who oppose the legislation have called the move a total censorship of education. Regardless, the laws will officially take effect in July. Meanwhile, Democrats are crying foul as 2 Holocaust books are banned from high school library shelves. Congresswoman Debbie Wasserman Schultz says anti-Semitism is on the rise, so now is not the time to do this. Florida requires Holocaust education, but a K-12 law allows parents to challenge instructional materials and books that don't meet state standards. In this case, Florida's state education department said the books include, quote, special topics, end quote. That list includes terms including, quote, social justice, end quote, and critical race theory. Governor DeSantis says it's all an effort to stop what he calls, quote, woke indoctrination, end quote, in schools. According to the Times of Israel, one of this year's rejected Holocaust textbooks was called Modern Genocides, and the other was an online learning course titled History of the Holocaust. Again, both were intended for high school students.
Man, that's crazy.
They're doing everything to ban anything that has to do with the oppressed.
Well, that I do not understand. I do not understand. I do not get that. The whole idea of, I mean, well, yeah, we could go on forever. Go ahead.
I know. So wait, a Hernando County teacher.
Yeah.
This is over, I believe this is Brooksville, so it's closer to the Gulf Coast. Hernando County teacher is under investigation after showing a Disney movie in class.
Yeah, so this is making big news. I didn't read the story, though, because I didn't want to vomit.
Well, the district and the Florida Department of Education are looking into Winding Waters teacher Jenna Barbie. She's accused of showing the movie Strange World to her students, which is Disney's first film with an openly gay character. Now, Barbie says she was showing the movie because it followed her lesson of ecosystems and earth science. Okay. The school says the film was not on its approved list and will not be shown again.
All right, there you go.
All right, Governor DeSantis has been asked about his political operation reportedly moving within Tallahassee today, something of which could trigger disclosure requirements from federal officials. Pundits say the move is another sign DeSantis is planning a 2024 presidential campaign and that he'll be required to file paperwork with federal elections officials within 15 days, thus acknowledging publicly for the first time that he's planning to run. But in the meantime, he appears to have taken advantage of a false alarm that apparently scared away Donald Trump.
Oh, man.
Because of a tornado watch,
this is the first scud, Deb, by the way. This is the very first DeSantis scud.
Well, because of a tornado watch, okay, that just meant conditions were ripe for, a tornado. Didn't mean one was actually on the ground, but because of a tornado watch, the former president canceled an appearance in Des Moines, Iowa on Saturday. The storm never came through, though. And DeSantis, who was already in Iowa as well, was able to quickly plan his own rally not far from where Trump was supposed to hold his. DeSantis made other appearances around the state as well, and he got the endorsement of over 35 state lawmakers. DeSantis didn't announce any plans again to run for president, but the New York Times reports that announcement is imminent.
It is imminent. I saw some signs. I don't know how real anything is anymore, but I saw some on social today somewhere, some signs that said DeSantis, and it says, and his whole thing is doesn't back down or whatever.
Right.
And where in the sign where it says RD or whatever, he's got that highlighted in the sign. So I don't know if that's the actual sign or not, but it's inevitable. I mean, obviously we know it's coming.
Exactly. Well, on the other side of the political aisle, federal prosecutors are dropping all remaining fraud charges against former candidate for Florida Governor Andrew Gillum. The former Tallahassee mayor and his longtime advisor, Sharon Letman Hicks, were accused of illegally directing 2018 campaign contributions into their personal accounts. Now, a jury found him not guilty of lying to FBI agents, but they deadlocked on 18 counts of fraud.
Right, yeah.
The government dropped those charges earlier today, which I find exceedingly interesting.
Yeah.
18 charges is a lot of charges. Just go, yeah, we're good.
Well, what they probably did is they probably went to themselves, well, we've created enough damage. You can't run again. We'll just back out of here now.
Yeah, that's, I guess.
He's ruined enough.
Gillum's attorneys say their client has endured a lot over the past few years and can resume his public service.
Yeah, he really is.
Wow.
Most of it self-imposed.
Yeah.
He's gone through a lot. You could say that for a year straight and have it still be an understatement.
Right, exactly. Got to watch those ops files. All right, the National Hurricane Center today. Yep, look at the calendar. Today, it's only May 15th. But today, the National Hurricane Center in Miami started its daily tropical weather outlook updates for the upcoming 2023 hurricane season. Now, the good news is for right now, all is quiet. We've got about 18 days to go before the official start of hurricane season on June 1st. But if you remember, we've already had a subtropical storm this year, even though most of us, including the National Hurricane Center, didn't realize it at the time.
Right, yeah. They had to go back and look at their old tapes.
Exactly.
Like, hey, that thing acting like a storm or something.
Bob, we missed one.
You look at the track of that thing. It looks like a 2-year-old lost in the woods. It's just meandering around the North Atlantic for like a month, 3 months.
Well, because of the January storm, the next tropical depression that forms will be known as Tropical Depression 2, not 1. The next tropical storm or hurricane, though, will still get the name Arlene, the first name on the list, which is, again, first name scheduled to be used this season. Hurricane season begins June 1st and runs all the way through November 30th.
I cannot wait to see the National Hurricane Service and Tom Brady duke it out over TB12. It's on TV.
All right. Well, if you're going to be traveling for Memorial Day, one of the busiest travel days is coming up. AAA spokesman Mark Jenkins says just over 2 mere million Floridians are going to drive or fly.
Just 10% of the population of this state of ours. A biggie.
At least 50 miles from home, despite high prices for just about everything.
Yeah.
Now, if you're planning your Memorial Day travel, be aware that Friday, May 26th is expected to be the busiest day on the road over the long Memorial Day weekend.
And I have some other news later today that is going to be travel focused, but not what you think. It's what happens when you get to where you're getting. I'll tell you about that a little bit later.
Well, not only that, a lot of Floridians are also planning to apparently travel over the summer. AAA says it's seeing very strong bookings for cruises, tours, hotels, and flights. The Auto Club says 83% of us will travel this year, with 57% planning to take a summer vacation.
That's right.
However, only a quarter of summer travelers have actually finalized those plans. The most popular vacations are beach destinations, theme parks, and cities or major metro areas.
Absolutely. You know, Royal Caribbean now 3 times in the last 40 days have overbooked a cruise ship, and that is a massive no-no. Let me tell you, the best thing that could ever happen to you is if you're a local, is if your Royal Caribbean cruise gets slammed, they basically give you a ship for a month. I mean, it is amazing what you get when
I
you
didn't know they overbooked a cruise.
Yeah, they did. The week we were there, people got overbooked. They just made the news last week again for overbooking. The big Oasis class ships, the ones like we go on,
right?
That's what they're overbooking. And it's driving, because you remember you fly your entire family down here.
Well, yeah.
Or you buy all those tickets to fly down here, you know, and then spend all that money. And they're like, okay, here's a $300 voucher. They're like, nah, player, that ain't going to do it. You know, you better come correct. And they do. I mean, they take good care of them when they do that.
Okay, well, my anxiety is through the roof because I have to be on Royal Caribbean this Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
For a week.
Yeah. You're straight.
Weird flight.
What ship are you going on?
I don't remember which one it is. They're kind of doing this thing in slow motion where it's like, okay, well, you're the talent, so you're just kind of getting all your information very slowly.
Oh, it's a working trip for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Blair.
Oh,
Good seeing you, buddy. It's nice knowing you. Call me from Honduras when they drop you off there.
Call me, I know someone. All right, it'll take more than a shark bite to keep one Florida girl out of the water. 13-year-old Ella Reed was bitten by a shark last week at Fort Pierce Inland State Park, north of West Palm Beach. She says she was in about waist-deep water with a friend when she was bitten by a 4-foot bull shark. Ella was bitten on her stomach, arm, and leg. Her friend drove her home in a golf cart, and then she was taken to the hospital. And in true baller style, she's home recovering and tells 7 News that once her stitches are out, she's going to be back at the beach.
She crazy.
What more Florida is that? You got a shark bite? Let me grab my golf cart. Yeah. I'll run you to the 10 hospital. That way the porpoise doctor can work on you.
Hey, let's make this more Florida. Papa Zanny.
Exactly. We need margarita IV bag stat.
I never understand. Look. Okay, I never understand going into somebody's house,
right?
Swimming all around it,
okay,
doing whatever you want to do, taking a leak, whatever you feel like doing in there, and then expecting that the people that inhabit that house not to attack you.
All right, very good. He's bad at the bull shark.
I mean, why?
I got you, buddy. I get sketched out there, too. I got bumped a couple times surfing. That was enough for me.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. They rub up against you, try to get you to bleed to see if you're edible.
Oh, Lord.
And their skin is like friggin' 300 or 200 grit sandpaper. It's ridiculous.
Well, a professor at the University of South Florida is making the news today after making history. Dr. Joseph Dituri broke a world record this past weekend after spending 73 days in an underwater lab.
Mm-hmm.
He'll continue to stay at the Key Largo facility until he reaches 100 days. Now, throughout his journey, the associate biomedical engineering professor has virtually taught his more than 2,400 students. Pretty cool.
Yeah, 30 feet down, by the way.
Yeah, he's expected to make his way back to land early next month, where he'll be evaluated to see how much effect living 22 feet under the sea has on the human body.
What do you think he misses the most? Read the story today. Pretty interesting guy. What do you think he misses the most, guys? Living underwater for 2.5 months or so. 30,
fresh air.
30 feet down. No, not fresh air.
Internet.
No, he gets all that.
Starbucks?
No. That's,
sunshine.
Sunshine's the answer.
Sunshine.
Yeah, he says he just longs for sunshine. He just gets up and watches the sun come up every day, but you can't, you're not going to get that same feeling 30 feet down. It's not going to penetrate and give you that warmth that the sunshine gives you, that vitamin, that D.
What is this guy's future? Because this is a supervillain, right?
Yeah, right, exactly. He's under growing another set of arms.
Speaking of the beach, Martha Stewart is now the oldest Sports Illustrated swimsuit cover model. Ooh. The 81-year-old is one of the latest cover stars on the iconic magazine's 2023 issue. The lifestyle guru and business maven says to be on the cover at her age was a diet and exercise challenge.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Stewart says she hopes this encourages older women to look good and feel good.
Martha.
I'm curious.
Yeah,
I know, I am too. I'm about to check it out myself.
I'll tell you right now, she is the hottest, oldest woman on the planet.
I think Martha Stewart, she has always been absolutely gorgeous. I think for a while before she became the lifestyle, guru and the chef and stuff that she was, I believe she had modeled for a time in Paris.
She's
it's just that vibe, Like
she's got a baller vibe, doesn't she?
She's older, so she'll teach you some things that you weren't quite sure that you liked, and then afterwards she'll just make you like a hot cup of like minestrone.
Right. You know what the thing is? I think she's a little crazy. Like I think she's maybe a little bit of a party girl. She comes out a little hard. I mean, you think that she. Oh my God, Martha Stewart, like suburban queen. I don't know if it's like that with her, dude. She seems kind of rigid.
Jim, she got street cred.
I know.
She does have street
locked
cred.
up. She hangs out with Snoop.
Yeah.
She probably smokes a little bomb.
Yeah.
Hey, they came up with that brilliant lighter.
She does,
right?
She does look good, man. She looks good for her age.
She does. 81 years old on the cover of Sports Illustrated. And if you would like to take up an exercise and diet challenge and you happen to be a teenager, this is a really cool deal. Starting today, Planet Fitness is offering free passes to high school students who want to work out in their gyms this summer. The High School Summer Pass program offers free memberships for students between the ages of 14 and 19 years old. The program runs through the end of August. Teens can sign up for the program online or at your local Planet Fitness.
Very cool.
And now you all are officially woke. And as always, Woke News is brought to you by Home Loans Radio with that mortgage guy, Don. You know, mortgage brokers are better. Why? Because they do all of their loans through national wholesale lenders. Still be your standard FHA, VA, or conventional loan, but they've got access to dozens of wholesale banks competing for your business. Imagine banks actually competing to get your business for once. Well, that mortgage guy, Don, will give you a comparison quote today. Just go to thatmortgageguydon.com. Truly, peace of mind at your fingertips. So don't miss the boat. Compare your quote at thatmortgageguydon.com.
Thanks, Deb. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in 1 sec with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
Real radio is Real Music Weekends. Real Music Weekends. This weekend on Real Radio 104.1. Brought to you by attorney Mo DeWitt. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. We do have another warm afternoon with hot highs in the low 90s. Dry skies, a mix of sun and clouds, and we are going to be seeing any showers or thunderstorms that do develop be centered on the west side of the state, so you are clear for any of those outdoor activities. Quiet overnight, wake-up temperatures in the upper 60s, and warming as we head into the end of the week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by ePass, the portable Uni by ePass, now available in black. A toll pass that blends into your windshield, finally. And Uni works on toll roads in 19 states. The portable Uni by ePass. Get yours today on Amazon or at gowithuni.com.
Man, oh man, let's get you a brand new bathroom courtesy of Rebath, midfla.com. My friends up at Altamont Springs, Dave and his son Josh, awesome people first. Secondly, they happen to be really good at installing bathrooms, replacing your old bathroom or remodeling your old bathroom. They can do both of those. I suggest a replacement, new start all the way across the board. That guest bathroom that kept you from having family events at your house, get that thing out of there. Get that peace of mind that you'll have a beautiful bathroom. You can enjoy those family moments in your place now. That is what Rebath is all about, and they're easy to find as well. Their showroom is a must, 436 up in Altamont, right across from Kobe. That's where you can walk in and see some models set up and understand those models are just there to show you the products. That way you can kind of blend everything together to get the look you want. And if you have a hard time doing that, even better, they've got a design team that can help you with ideas, blending their products to get something that really looks great in your house, guys. That's including that natural stone like travertine and marble. They do it all. And once you hire these guys, you're done. Every aspect of the job they handle. They do it in 4 to 6 days. That's the install. They do it with their employees, and they give you a lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. You can't lose. Hop on board, check out the before and afters, then book your appointment. Your new bathroom's right there in Altamont at Rebath, midfla.com.
Getting a Jersey Mike's sub top Mike's way with onion, lettuce, tomatoes, oregano, and the juice is the bee's knees. Actually, it's better than the bee's knees. I mean, what's the purpose of knees on bees? They don't crouch, they just buzz around. But Mike's way has a purpose, topping your sub the authentic Jersey way. It's the cat's pajamas. Wait, cats don't wear pajamas. Mike's way is better. Let's just leave it at that. Get your sub top Mike's way. Jersey Mike's, a sub above.
Let's cross, stuck in, Tyra! Oh, what a goal!
Orlando City returns home this week, taking on New York City Football Club on Wednesday, May 17th at 7:30 p.m., presented by Dex Imaging. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Dex Imaging, the world's biggest business solutions provider of copiers and printers. Dex Imaging helps businesses do business better. Check us out online at deximaging.com.
I'm Ellie Anajar of Anajar & Levine. Injured in a car crash? Never rush to settle with insurance companies and never settle for just any attorney. Demand Anajar & Levine. Our experienced legal team will fight to win you the maximum compensation you deserve. Call me, Ellie Anajar, for a free consultation and take back control of your life. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
In Office Orlando.
If you're a Dunkin' Rewards member, Mondays might be your new favorite day of the week. Every Monday in May, Dunkin' Reward members can get a free medium hot or iced coffee with any purchase. And you get to earn points to spend on even more Dunkin'. Not a member? Join Dunkin' Rewards on the app and get even more Dunkin' deals. Dunkin' Rewards. Save them, stack them, use them how you want. America runs on Dunkin'. Limit 1 per member per Monday. Additional charges and terms apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep so you learn to sleep better night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Hey, Magic fans, when you're heading out to the Amway Center or anytime you're away from your business, commercial, or residential property, or you have a special event and you want to be sure that you're well protected, contact American Protection Services and Investigations, proud partner of the Orlando Magic. For a full list of our security services, dial 833-4APSI. Over 30 years in the business, your safety is our top priority because your business is our business.
Planning a DIY fence project, but you're not sure where to start? Consider Fence in a Box from Fence Outlet. They offer fixed prices that include all materials to complete a fence for an average 120-foot backyard. PVC, aluminum, wood. Learn more at fenceoutlet.com. License number C10252.
Mills Air has been in business for over 30 years. On behalf of iHeart's Access Day, they'll be offering our listeners a special offer of up to $3,500 off new AC units. A Carrier factory authorized dealer. Turn to the experts. For more information, go to millsair.com.
This earful of Real Radio is brought to you by Tools Ace Hardware.
We know you're spending some of your work time on Facebook. Like our page at Real Radio 1041. And we'll keep your secret. Real Radio 1041 on Facebook. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. It's time for more Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1 on this beautiful Monday.
Oh, it is
It's a little
gorgeous.
toasty out there, getting warm.
90.
I know, 92 degrees today, but it feels good still. All right, 407-916-1041, text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim, Deb, Jack, and Deb, Ross, and Slick here today. My God almighty. I get that mantra of saying that over and over again. I saw you shaking your head. You like the heat?
Oh, yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it.
I've grown accustomed to it. I didn't used to like the heat in Florida. Now I'm just going to, as I get a little bit older, that stereotypical thing where, you know, that warmth thing means a lot. These days I'm outside more than ever. I mean, I really enjoy it nice and steamy.
No,
I like the fall, too, though, because, you know, I'm the type of, I'm from up north, so I love, like, Timberlands and jeans and sweaters.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I like the look of the winter. I just don't want to deal with the snow.
Right, exactly right. 407-916-1041. All right, so I told you guys I was going to mention some travel stuff coming up.
Right.
With Memorial Day weekend coming, and there's supposed to be record-breaking travels, not only for across the nation, but here in Florida. You know, people coming in and out of this state is a norm for us. I mean, they can build a 17-lane highway coming in and out, and it would be full every day. But what do you think one of the big things that people need to look out for when traveling and for this Memorial Day coming up?
Cameras in their Airbnb.
That's exactly the answer. Do you realize how often this happens? Do you guys understand the numbers?
I saw, to be fair, I saw a headline last week. It was a video report rather than a story I could read, so I wasn't. But I was pretty shocked by it. And I feel a little vindicated because this has always been one of the reasons why I've been a little sketch.
Same here.
About
Same
staying
exact
in
reason.
someone else's home because
I'm
I know
telling you,
for me personally, I don't want a stranger sleeping in my bed. And even if it means I get to make some money off of it.
Right. The one I just stayed at, they built specifically just for Airbnbs.
See,
it was
cool.
built for that, but it doesn't matter. I mean, I think that's even worse, really, because if you're building it from scratch, you could hide those cameras even more, even easier, I should say.
That's what worries me.
Do you still have that fear though with like hotels?
With
not as strongly.
No, not with hotels because they're too policed. You know, it would be, in other words, for you to get the camera in there, most of them don't, well, from what I understand, a lot of them don't actually broadcast, like the guy that just got busted putting one on the cruise ship.
Right.
It's got an SD chip, so you go put it in there, and then you come back, 8-10 hours later, you collect your camera or the SD chip, and off you go to do your thing. So to get access to that particular property, you would either have to rent the room over and over again to get in there and get your camera, or just do it with an Airbnb. How many people do you think have found a hidden camera in their Airbnb? It's a percentage.
2%.
That's 2%. So 2% of people traveling found one?
Yeah, that's
fine.
That's extremely high.
So two out of 100, you think?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. What do you think, Slick?
I think it's more like 25.
What do you think, Deb?
I'm going to go 30.
Yeah, he nailed it. Slick nailed it. It's 25%. One out of 4 rooms. They have found 1 out of 4 people have found a hidden camera in their vacation home.
Now,
1 out of 4.
And that's
you
the
have
ones
a
you
1
can
out of 4
find.
chance of having some rando filming you doing whatever you like to do to yourself or
God.
other people or them to you or whatever. This could go on forever. 1 in 4. And here's the thing: 6 out of 10 people believe that their Airbnb has a possibility of having a camera in it. It's terrifying. The idea of that is horrifying. Here's the thing. I'm going to be dead honest with you. It's got nothing to do with me. Like, I don't care about being naked. I really don't care about people seeing me naked. I really don't.
We don't want to see that.
I know you don't. but
that wasn't the question.
I get that. That doesn't bother me that much. Like, I've been naked in front of a bunch of people at resorts before. Yeah. It doesn't bother me at all, right?
I'm going to double down. We still, just ruling that out, right? Where that's not happening?
I haven't said that. Either way. So I've done that in my life. Like, I've been around a bunch of people naked in a room, and it's really weird for a few minutes, and you just realize, everybody's got the same stuff. It's all about the same.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Except for that one guy from Belgium. That was not the same. That was different.
Sure, people get me mistaken for the ending of Ghostbusters, but whatever.
But man, it is. But when you go to those places, of course, you're out there and it's kind of part of that culture. You kind of expect it. But when you go to a private room, I don't want anybody seeing my wife is a good looking woman. That's the last thing I want is pictures of my wife circulating on, online
How about videos of you guys being, downloaded to Pornhub or something, and the next thing you know,
who wants to be on disappointment.com? Oh man!
But someone did.
Who wants to be on ididn'tgethere.com? Sorryhoney.com. I can go on forever.
I was gonna say, that's a very, very busy website.
It's not gonna be a .org.
Right?
It can only be a .org when both people have.
Sketchy enough to be .net though.
Yeah. Definitely more of a .net because it's more of a catchy kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Someone did text us at 77031. How do you look for cameras? Is there an app? Is there something that Code Black can specify? Because that's always been my question.
So believe it or not,
how can you sweep for electronics?
Sorry about that. Believe it or not, I believe there are spy stores have this thing where they say that if you shine your camera light in the mirrors, that if it's a two-way mirror, you can see something behind it. You look for I know that smoke detectors. If you have something that looks out of ordinary, like a stuffed animal or a particular piece of pottery or something, and it looks out of place, and of course you look for lights, you turn all your lights off. And I think if you're recording sound, there's a thing you can do with a certain tone that will cause the sound recorder on the device to feed back and whistle or something like that.
Ooh.
And they said also if you get into a room and you're afraid that it may have something in there, turn everything off. Unplug everything that makes noise and just sit. because a lot of those cameras they will make sounds as they're recording, a tick, a whistle, something like that.
Like when I have the blinks in my house, and every time I walk into a room, if nothing is on and I walk into the room, it senses me and you can hear the click. That means it just started recording.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So now I wonder, because that statistic.
You're in the same world as I am, dude.
Of what? Being white?
Well, no.
Embarrassingly white? We don't want that footage out?
Not embarrassingly white, but I mean, you have a beautiful wife, buddy.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
I can see that you could probably take the hit of being naked. Nobody's going to freak out. You're not going to freak out.
I'm not
if
going
a
to
bunch of people see you naked. If people see your wife naked, you're going to freak out.
I am in that same category,
Yeah.
but also there are some things, though, that I would not want, that I would be, pretty pissed. Because I do some things,
Yeah, no.
We've talked about some of those things.
Yeah, we do some things.
About once a month, I just be kung fu kicking butt naked in front of a full-length mirror.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Slick,
We've all risky business.
Yeah.
We've all done it. Dun, 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 dun. Slide, old man, through the seat.
Slide, and then as soon as you stop sliding,
Yeah.
you're like, oh, hell yeah. Look at that movement.
Sounds like somebody hit me in the back with a pork loin.
Yeah. I've done really weird things when I'm, by the in your house by yourself.
Yeah.
Dad, nothing. You've never just.
I mean, I dance in the shower.
Okay, see, that's what I'm talking
good.
about.
That's good.
That's the same vibe of me, just like everybody was kung fu fighting.
I mean, dudes like to make it swing around in circles like you guys do.
I've done that before.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
It takes look, let me tell you what, that's dude twerking. It takes a lot of different body motions to get it to move like that.
It's a lot.
And
It's a
the
lot.
It's the same type of clapping noise, too.
Yeah. You got to yell North Carolina when you do it?
Tar Heel.
North Carolina.
Petey Pablo.
North Carolina.
Come on and raise up.
All right, 407-916.
Take your shirt off. I already did.
You guys seriously do that? You helicopter?
Of course. Yes.
You helicopter?
It's just sometimes it happens. It's like, I don't know, every crescent moon or something.
When you get walking down the hallway, it gets into a swing motion, and you're like, I can do this.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, you're working it. Oh, your wife's not impressed. You look like a really odd airplane trying to take off.
Yeah.
See, that's why I kind of feel bad for females, because we have way more fun with our thing.
Yeah, we do.
It's moving all over the place. It's external.
Yeah, but there are women that can control the top part like in different ways. I mean,
like
this
Morse code.
Oh yeah, this one can rotate it like 30 a second. This one goes one. Opposite direction. That's crazy. That's why you don't mess with them. They have too much body control.
You got to be worried. If you're a woman, you got to be worried if you can't clap. And if you're a guy, you got to be worried if you can't helicopter.
That's right.
Let me tell you.
You can't slap.
Nah. Yeah.
Clapping and slapping.
Now this is
show title.
This helicopter isn't a Black Hawk. It's more of a, like a middle school project.
What? It's more like Black Hawk Down.
It's more like
more of a gyrocopter. More of a single seat kind of scenario.
Is it more like a whirligig that falls off the maple trees?
Yeah. This thing's like carrying troops.
The best way I can describe my helicopter is like, that $40 helicopter ride on iDrive?
Oh, yeah.
You're like, this was fun. Thought it would have been longer.
Yeah.
And it only cost me $40. You get what you pay for.
I have the fare ticket version of that. Mine's just 4 tickets. All right, 407-916.
Slick ain't saying nothing.
No. That dude's right. That thing's, come on. He's the surf coaster. Everybody knows.
Mine is that big helicopter that you use with the long magnet that picks up Brinks trucks and pulls Vin Diesel off of it.
God, you're dropping AC systems on buildings, bro. God damn.
Yeah, he doesn't have a Black Hawk Down. He has a black, never mind.
Operation Dumbo Lift.
Yeah.
All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a sec.
It's back. OrlandoFringe.org, 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 OrlandoFringe.org. Did we mention OrlandoFringe.org?
Watch out for an accident causing delays on Maitland Boulevard heading westbound at Concourse Parkway. The center lane is blocked. There's slowdowns on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535 and delays due to an accident on Sand Lake Road heading eastbound before Dr. Phillips Boulevard. 3 lanes are blocked due to an accident on I-95 heading northbound after US 92. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
HCA Florida Healthcare is here for everyone in your family at every stage of life, providing comprehensive, personalized care. Because healthier tomorrows are what we're all about. Learn more at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Business owners, are you feeling the pressures of growing your business? Everybody knows it's tough out there to maintain momentum and still keep employees engaged. The cool thing is, Insperity can help you do that. They put 35 years of HR experience to work helping you with hiring, training, HR administration, and compliance the entire time, giving your employees competitive benefit options. Basically, when your people thrive, your business can adapt and prosper. With Insperity, nothing seems impossible. Scalable HR, employee benefits, HR technology, that's Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
For more information about contests on this station, go to realradio.fm/rules.
So, what could you do with 8 hours? With that much time, probably a lot, right? Or nothing at all sounds pretty good too. With an 8-hour battery life, a vape device from Blue gives you the freedom to unplug. So relax, disconnect, or just let yourself focus on getting your own stuff done with a full 8 hours of unlit you time. Blue, get unlit. Warning, this product contains nicotine. Nicotine is an addictive chemical. Underage sale prohibited. Blue is a trademark of Fonum Holdings 4BV. Copyright 2022, Fonum US LLC.
Here's a top move for hiring a divorce attorney. See how they look and handle themselves on video or audio. Chances are that's them at their best, with editing, setup, and multiple takes. The courtroom is live. Mediation is live. Make sure your divorce lawyer is going to make you look good. At Trenley Kramer Law, we handle family law and divorce. TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Home title theft. It's on the rise and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert. And that's bad news for home title thieves. Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Call right now at 1-800-688-4403 or go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. Again, call 1-800-688-4403 or go to HomeTitleLock.com.
The IRS has just received $80 billion in funding to hire additional agents for aggressive collections enforcement. If you owe the IRS, now is the time to take action before the IRS comes after you or your business. There's no time to waste. Call J. David Tax Law, a firm right here in Orlando, for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or visit jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go. Shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
At Navy Federal Credit Union, our members are at the very heart of our mission. That's why this Military Appreciation Month, we thought you might want to hear a special thank you message from your friends and family.
I want to give a shout out to my brother Will, who's currently serving as a major in the Army. Happy Military Appreciation Month.
Hi, I'm wishing my pops, retired Colonel Stephen Sheehan of the United States Marine Corps, a happy Military Appreciation Month.
And from all of us here, happy Military Appreciation Month. Commitment connects us. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA.
The number one cause of accidents is distracted driving, like cell phones, eating, and playing with the radio. So leave it right here on Real Radio. Injured on the go? Just call Mo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Do you know the sound Duncan Iced makes? Of course you do. It's that sound of the ice randomly yet rhythmically shaking around the cup, creating the soundtrack to a perfect summer. And summer sure does sound good. Try Duncan Refreshers iced coffee, cold brew, and lattes. America runs on Duncan.
This earful of Rail Radio is sponsored by R.C. Hill Mitsubishi, Highway 1792 in DeLand.
Order your Hummer EV at orangebuickgmc.com. We are professional grade. Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. Now back to the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks for tuning in. We appreciate that very much, as we do every single day. Beautiful Monday out there. Hope everybody had a really good weekend. Turned it up for Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Did something sweet for moms. All right, 407-916-1041. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Ross is here.
Saved it.
So is Slick.
Hello.
Governor DeSantis just signed a bill pushing school start times back. Did you see this?
No.
Yeah, this is actually a really interesting thing. This is one of those situations where, if you have kids in school, I ran 4 of them through school, not fast enough. Couldn't get them to 18 fast enough.
Not how time works.
I know.
Also,
thanks, buddy. Dan's always there for us. But Friday, he signed the bill that will lead to many high school students having later start times in the future. Bill HB 733 passed and got his signature. It will begin the instructional day no earlier than 8 a.m. for middle schools and no earlier than 8:30 a.m. for high schools. Now, on the surface, you'd think to yourself, yeah, hell yeah, my kids are going to get a little more sleep. It's already proven scientifically a fact. The more sleep you get, the more aware you are, the more you learn. Better across the board, right? And I think for most students, they would probably say, hip hip hooray. We're pretty happy about this. No one wants to get up at 6 a.m. as a high school student to be able to get a good breakfast and get some, get ready and then be in school and be aware and ready to go. I mean, that's impossible. Some people have, half an hour bus rides before they get. So it's even earlier than standing in the dark, waiting for their bus.
And then trying to stay awake until 3.
That starts July 2026. So when they come back for the 2026 school year, that'll give schools a few years to accommodate the changes from the governor. And what do you think the big issue is? They say, by the way, about 48% of public schools in Florida start school before 7:30 a.m.
Did it say when elementary school students would be going?
Elementary school would be going from no earlier than it doesn't say anything about elementary school.
It doesn't?
No, I think they already are all on that 8 or 8:30 thing. I don't think they're too early.
I would imagine the biggest problem would be childcare. Would be
scheduling. Yeah,
scheduling parents dropping off, picking up, because that cuts into a parent's commute time now.
Well, and again, it makes you rearrange your entire schedule. It says supporters of the bill obviously pointing to studies that saying exactly what I just said.
Right.
Proven fact, you get a little more sleep, you're going to be more productive. Hell, you can feel it in your adult life. You get a good 7.5 hours of sleep, 8 hours of sleep. You go to work the next day, you feel like a million. Like, you want to crush life. If you get 5.5 hours, however, you want to die. You want to go into the supply room and make a paper bed and go to sleep. But what they're saying here is what we're doing now is dealing with this best situation for our kids. Danny Burgess says that. He's a Republican from Zephyr Hills. However, the bill has led to some concerns about student transportation and how working parents will be affected by later school times. And, of course, that's the big issue. I'm sure your high school kid's going to be like, hell yeah. Yeah. You're going to get that extra half hour of sleep, but then your mom, you're going to have to walk your ass to school now.
Yeah.
You might want to get a bike, dude.
Well, and sometimes they won't really be getting any extra sleep because they might still have to get up at the same time. Because if I have to be to work at 8 o'clock, then I'm still going to have to drop them off early.
Right.
So for me to get there on time. So, I mean, does it really change that much unless you're taking the bus? Not really.
Yeah. Someone texted at 77031. Sorry. High schoolers have football and basketball and jobs after school. Now they will be practicing at 9 p.m.
Yeah, I don't know about the practicing at 9 p.m. thing. So 8:30 pushes your out time from 2:30 to 3:30. Is that what it is? Or is it 3:30 to 4:30? Because I'm thinking
I don't know. We never got out of school before 3.
Yeah, and this is middle and high school. So I know with middle school, I'd always get out like 3:30. And they're right. There's no question. But I think everybody that plays football already understands that it's tough. I mean, you know, playing football in high school, playing sports in high school isn't easy because you do practice every single day and you still have homework responsibilities and any other social thing you want to do, especially if you're going for a scholarship.
And texting service bringing up the point that I first thought because we talked about this when it comes to bus scheduling and our massive shortage of bus drivers.
Right, yeah.
And they already have a look. You know, bus drivers already got a vibe.
They come in, man. I think that's part of the application. You have to be pissed off.
Yeah, sorry, sir, you're not wrankly enough.
Right. It says here you hate kids. Yep. You're hired.
With a day 1 raise. Welcome to the family.
Man, I don't know. The funny thing is I mean, I remember being difficult to get out of bed as a kid, but here's the thing for me. Here's what happened to me. I don't know about anybody else. I love playing baseball so much that school was the requirement to allow me to do that.
Yep.
So I looked at school as the way that I could play baseball. I didn't really care a whole lot about school. It doesn't show. Either way. But I wanted to play baseball, and I knew school was that prerequisite. So for me to get up at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning, for me, the end of the day was going to be my reward anyway. I got to go to practice and play baseball, do the thing I love more than anything in the world with some of the coolest dudes in school. So like that was my thing. So it didn't bother me. But if you don't have that, like, I mean, who wants to get up at 6 a.m.?
I did not have that.
Yeah.
I did not have that.
I love playing basketball, and that was my thing. Like, I get to see my friends. I get to go to practice.
Right.
I get to hang out with my boys, shoot a little hoops. You know what I mean? Even if that meant getting up early and dealing with the cuss driver. We called him the cuss driver.
Yeah.
He would cuss you out. Even if that meant dealing with him, it was fine. But you're right. If you don't have that, what is your motivation?
Yeah,
the diploma ain't enough.
Fear.
No.
Fear.
I got to tell you, man.
It's called parents and parental fear.
Maybe this will back some kids up a little bit. Look, maybe a lot of bicycles coming for Christmas this year. Like, I mean, if you like, I don't know who rides a bike to school anymore, but back in the day, that was the coolest way to get to school.
Yes.
But before you were driving, if you rode your own bicycle to school, you're like in a biker gang.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's just it's not the kids on bikes that worries me. It's the people out riding on the roads, driving on the roads.
I'm just saying, man, just to be able to get to school. If moms can't get you to school, if mom could leave and take you to school and then head to work and it worked out perfectly,
that's what she would do.
And now we back that up an hour where mom's ain't gonna be there when you get up. I mean, you live 4 miles from school, bike can get you there in no time.
Yeah.
Now getting home's gonna be a hoot with that lightning and rain, but
and sometimes moms only have bikes.
Yeah.
So now your mom's looking at you going like, hey, get on the back of the pegs.
Dude, you ready?
Let's go.
My wife has been taken to school like that a whole bunch in her life. She had to, her mother rode a bicycle to work and literally carried my wife to school in the handlebars.
Wow.
Like E.T.?
Like E.T. Like for a while, dude. Like that was a thing. I'm telling you, man. They were like Thelma and Louise there for a minute. It was crazy.
Wow.
And that's how, I mean, my wife remembers walking through Sanford, 2 or 3 miles, all the way through the neighborhoods of Sanford, like at daybreak to go to school, like walking 1.5 miles, 2 miles.
Oy.
Every day as a 9-10-year-old.
Is that an alien? Nah, that's just a poor person, man.
Oh yeah. I wonder how parents feel about this. I bet it's a bit of a, it's a few years away and still, it's only 2023. It's going to be executed 2026. The 2023-4 school season comes up now. So it's basically 2.5 or 2 seasons away.
Text came in saying kids don't even know how to ride bikes. They got e-scooters.
Yeah, you're right.
Can you call it a bike if there's a motor on it?
No, you can. Well, I mean,
No.
mopeds had the bike drive, but also had the engine drive or the motor drive. But I believe if you have an
It's
e-bike,
not a bike.
yeah, you got to be pedaling it. Don't buy your kids e-bikes. Come on, man.
I mean, it's still a bike.
It's not a bike.
It's not like a...
A bicycle, you pedal.
Exactly. It's got to be people powered.
I mean, that's if it's a cycle, that's different. I guess I don't know.
You know what pissed me off talking about bikes and stuff? Oh, my God. I'm so happy I just remembered this.
Okay.
I'm at a red light, and a damn future robo unicyclist guy pulled up next to me.
Oh, one wheel?
Aren't
One
those
wheel?
so cool?
Yeah, sure. They're kind of cool.
It's like a skateboard with a wheel in the middle.
No, this is a unicycle No handlebars. No nothing.
It rides between your legs.
Yeah. And then you just have this weird, like, clown circus crotch rocket.
And it's like a Segway, but it's not a Segway. It's like
it's a unicycle Segway.
Yeah.
So, but this is what made me mad. We're at a red light. This guy pulls up next to me. He's on the street. And I'm like, bro, you are going to die. How in the world?
Did he outrun you? Is that what made you mad?
Oh, good one. Did he go past your Sentra?
That's the thing. We're going into the same lane. He's in a merge lane, so he has to gas it to get in front of me. And he does. He burns me at this red light to merge in front of me.
Oh, man.
And it pissed
He's
me
only
off.
on one wheel.
This guy's got wrist guards on.
Oh, no.
He's got knee pads.
Oh, no.
And this guy just beat me for my slip. You know, like this guy just fast and furious.
You should have just got out of the car and thrown in a lit match, dude. Just call it good.
I was so angry. It was like this guy just beat me going 33
on one wheel.
Those things haul ass, though, man. I'm telling you, those things are no joke. That one wheel thing, I've ridden one. TC has one. Tom and Dan. Tom has one.
Right.
And I rode it in his hood. And he goes, just lean forward. He goes, because he talks like, he goes, hi, man, just lean forward a little bit. It goes fast when you lean forward. And I leaned forward and I was like, God dang, man, that thing is no joke. It's fun. It's fun, but that is just that's a cracked skull waiting to happen.
Oh, isn't it?
Oh, God.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Two wheels. We've all heard about the dangers of motorcycles, and this guy's like, not enough danger. I need more excitement.
I need to double the danger by taking one of the wheels away.
I like the rush.
Right. You think it's dangerous? I'm taking the steering out.
I don't even steer. My steering is balanced.
All right, 407.
I'm gust of wind, and I can't have kids anymore.
1041. You can text us at 77031. Brandon Kravitz in with sports next here on the Jim Colbert Show.
You text us at 77031 and we say it on the air. Sometimes we might even give you credit. Standard data and message rates apply. Real Mobile is powered by Orange Buick GMC and OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Emergency vehicles are blocking the right lane on Florida's Turnpike heading northbound before mile marker 271. There's slowdowns due to an accident on I-4 eastbound before mile marker 88 Lee Road. Traffic is backed up to mile marker 84B State Road 50. The left lane is blocked. You can expect delays on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Wawa. Wawa's new Rechargers are handcrafted energy drinks to help you power through your day. Made the way you want, iced or frozen, with natural sources of caffeine. Get energy for every day. Gotta have a Wawa.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Marco's Pizza.
Just call up, just call up, just call up, just call up.
Mo DeWitt, Office, Orlando. Sung by non-attorney spokesperson.
When storms hit, we're here for you. With new grid technology that can reroute power to avoid outages, and better communication to keep you in the know. And as we transition to a cleaner energy future, we'll still be here for you, keeping your costs down even as we work to expand renewables and explore new energy sources. We're Duke Energy, and we're building a smarter energy future for you. Paid for by Duke Energy shareholders.
Look, some choices in life are complicated. Others, thankfully, are much simpler, like choosing True as One checking. There are no overdraft fees, lots of practical perks, and when your life evolves and account balances grow, we'll upgrade your perks automatically. Truest One checking. One simple choice. Truist Bank. Member FDIC.
Home title theft. It's on the rise and it's devastating if it happens to you. Listen to the alarming words of an actual home title thief.
I don't need to know your date of birth and social security number. All I have to do is go to public records, create a document, and file that document. And then I can borrow against the house or sell the house. You may have no clue until you find out that your house has been sold or till several loans or several banks are foreclosing on you.
For pennies a day, Home Title Lock puts a virtual barrier of protection around your home's title with 24/7 monitoring. The instant they detect any tampering, you'll get an alert, and that's bad news for home title thieves. Find out if you're already a victim with your free title scan and complete title report. $100 value free with sign up. Call right now at 1-800-688-4403 or go to HomeTitleLock.com and sign up in minutes. Again, call 1-800-688-4403 or go to HomeTitleLock.com.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on all your pet's health and wellness needs. Petco has your pet's favorite food brands like Blue Buffalo, IAMS, Wholehearted, Royal Canin, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of your pet's needs, such as vaccinations and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention and more. Don't forget your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep so you learn to sleep better night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. Save 50% on the Sleep Number limited edition smart bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Tobacco-Free Florida has many free ways to help you quit nicotine. From free 2-week starter kits of quit aids to free cessation services like Phone Quit and Group Quit. We're even trying out new motivational tactics.
You're the greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter. He's tobacco's greatest quitter of all.
Or maybe we'll just stick to the ways we know work. Visit tobaccofreeflorida.com or call 1-877-YOU-CAN-NOW for free nicotine patches.
O'Reilly.
Improve visibility and save $8 instantly when you pick up a pair of Bosch Icon wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Bosch Icon premium blades can help you see better and drive safer. And our professional parts people will install them for you for free. Stop by your local O'Reilly Auto Parts today or visit O'ReillyAuto.com.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Hi, I'm Pastor Jeff Shreve, and I invite you to follow me as we pursue wisdom and peace through Pray.com's new podcast, Weekly Wisdom. Every week, we will embark on a journey through the Bible to discover encouraging truths and wisdom to last a lifetime. The Bible says wisdom is like a teacher standing at the gate, calling for us to hear her words before it's too late. Will you answer that call? Listen to Weekly Wisdom with Pastor Jeff Shreve on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Injured? Hire the largest injury firm in the world. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
And we're back to the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. You can text us easily at 77031. Thanks, men. Thanks so much for tuning in today. We appreciate that very much. I am Jim. Deb and Ross and Slick here. And like we talk about every Monday at 4:20, our good friend Brandon Kravitz comes in over from 96.9 The Game, where they talk sports from 6 until 9 every day and talks a little with us. You guys good and loud for Brandon Kravitz.
Yeah,
Wow.
BK, what's up?
That was
buddy?
one of the best ones yet.
I like that, do you?
Slick is in the building.
Yeah, Slick is
baby.
here.
Friend of the show. He was on Friday's show with me.
Very nice. He is the
He's multifaceted, multi-talented.
Did I call you the Lenny Dykstra of radio before?
Yeah. I'm the cleanup.
I don't think that fits, right? Who's the best utility guy of all time in baseball? There's a sports trivia for you.
That's a great question.
There you go. Is that a good one for the show? What's the best utility guy of all time?
Craig Biggio.
Craig Biggio was a utility guy?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah.
Astros guy, right?
Yeah. Because I think he's played second. I think he could catch.
Really?
If I'm wrong, our text line will light me up on that. But
Oh,
I
you
want to say
too.
Craig Biggio.
Well, that's a guy. That's a Hall of Famer right there.
But I can guarantee you this. That topic will come back later on the show today.
Very nice. Very nice.
With the Brandon Borat explosion there.
Well, Tenacious D was in town this weekend, so I feel a little silly today. I don't know why. So a lot happening out there. NBA playoffs, of course. Now I think we have the conference finals set up.
Yep.
Looks like it's been the Nuggets and the Lakers, which is a really unique matchup. And then, of course, looks like it's going to be the Celtics and the Heat. Another really kind of cool matchup. I mean, actually maybe a really good finals this year.
I think it's going to be great. And you could kind of like rank the different matchups that you could get, but either way, you've got Jokic, Jimmy Butler, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, Anthony Davis. You've got stars that are going to hit you from every angle.
Like, Steph is like the only guy to make it in. You'd think that was like a household name. He's the only dude.
I don't think that this is a coincidence. You tell me where you land on this.
All right.
Go back to 2020, the bubble year.
Yeah.
Where the finals didn't take place until October, and we had the sports cornucopia because everybody started coming back at the same time.
Greatest.
But the conference finals that year in the bubble, right down the street from where we are right now, was Celtics versus Heat in the East, Nuggets versus Lakers in the West. Here we are 3 years later. The core of those four teams haven't really changed that much at all, and here we are with them in the conference finals yet again. I said it at the time in 2020 that those teams making it to that point, and especially for the Heat and the Lakers who made it to the finals that year, it was even more impressive than it would have been in a normal year because of the circumstances that they were under, with family not around them,
right.
with
the support system is weird, yeah.
The only people you see on a day-to-day basis are your teammates and your coaches and your trainers.
And a bunch of random fans on screens.
Yeah. There's no fans, so if you had home court advantage, that's no longer an advantage because everybody's playing on the same court with nobody actually watching them. I thought it was the hardest year for anybody to make a run in the playoffs for that reason. And those are the four teams that did it. And here we are 3 years later. To me, that's not a coincidence that those teams, with the people that are running the operation, with the stars that are the faces of this franchise, that are still around 3 years later doing the exact same thing, I don't think it's a coincidence.
Yeah, I don't either. I listen to a lot of sports talk radio. It's actually one of my favorite things to listen to, and I do listen to a lot of how the NBA executives now are drafting talent and what it takes to make a good basketball team. And the thing that keeps coming up over and over and over again is, oddly enough, the same thing that makes a great radio team. It's chemistry. It's the ability to understand what the other person's going to do or not do based on just how long you've been playing with them. I tell stories all the time about working with Russ for many years on the Monsters. I knew his breathing patterns and where I could get my lines in because I'd worked with him for so long. I knew how he breathed. That's the same thing with basketball. When those guys speak an unspoken language when they move the ball around and they're setting up complicated defenses and offenses, and the people who've done it more are going to be better at it. It's that simple. Yeah, and then, of course, you have an asshole to star power.
Well, you gotta have, but of course, anybody that makes it to this point, you go to the last round. Every team had star power. So all the teams that make it to the playoffs, that make it to the semifinals, or at really any round, you're going to find a bunch of stars. Really, that's one of the things that makes the Heat amazing is that they have Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo is a second-rate star. And then after
Jimmy Butler and other people.
Yeah, does anybody want to step up and tell me who their third best player is?
It's Ronnie Cycling.
So that's where I end up landing on that. But the chemistry is a big part of it. But it's also that the guys that are at the head of the table, Jokic, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, and Jimmy Butler, they are lifers. You mentioned you compared it to a radio team. And one of the reasons that a show like yours works, and I think a show like ours right across the hall works, is because chemistry is there. But also, and I'm going to toot my own horn here and yours, you have to have somebody that's at the head that cares incessantly. Yeah. When do you stop thinking about your show?
Never.
That's the answer.
Never,
and
ever.
These guys never stop thinking about basketball. You notice that none of the people that are at the head of the table for those four teams have been seen on Instagram Live brandishing a firearm?
Yeah, not one of them, huh? Not one of them, huh?
It's not an accident. That's what makes that's what takes greatness and kicks it into another gear.
So let's talk about these series as they break down. By the way, when's the first game?
Tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night. Both teams go tomorrow night?
No, so it'll be every night, but it'll be essentially every other night,
alternating,
where we'll have different the different conferences. Tomorrow night will be Lakers Nuggets.
Okay, so I think Ross came out, a couple weeks ago, months ago, actually, we even talked, and you thought the Nuggets were going to go all the way.
I think the Nuggets are the best team, yes, but I'll be rooting for the Lakers. I want LeBron to get one more ring.
Wow, really?
I don't think it's going to happen. I think the Nuggets are legit. I'm a huge Jamal Murray stan.
I think if, and you look at this, because the way the Nuggets are built as opposed to the Lakers, legs-wise, obviously the Lakers' tenure is going to be greater, but you wonder if a 7-game series is going to be easy for these guys. So I would think that if the Lakers have a shot, they probably need to have a pretty marketed advantage, or at least a couple good games under their belt going into Game 5, where they'll have a shot. I don't know about the Eastern Conference.
If Lakers don't win Game 1 tomorrow night, I don't see how the Nuggets lose.
They've won Game 1 of each of these matchups.
Well, then Denver's so good at home. If the Lakers steal Game 1, I'll probably completely change my perception on the series. But I'm with Ross. I think the best team that's left is the Denver Nuggets as it stands right now. Jokic is playing on another level, and the team around him has just sort of figured out a way to win in the playoffs, which has been the knock against this Denver team. Now, they did make it to the conference finals back in 2020, so it's not like they haven't been here before. But this team feels like it feels like they've been able to kick into another gear. Ironically enough, one of the big reasons why is a guy that used to play for the Magic. Aaron Gordon
has gone crazy. What happened to that guy?
Really helped them develop a defensive identity, and that's where I think that they lagged in the past, where they were just a team that could run up and down the floor, and they were finesse offensive team. Aaron Gordon can defend your best ball handler scorer. He did it with Kevin Durant in the last series. It's not going to stop him completely. You can't stop guys like that.
You want to be a pain in the ass, that's it.
But you can slow them down.
That's right.
And you can make those teams a little bit more one-dimensional. So I think
so athletic.
He's going to be a really tough matchup for a guy like LeBron James. LeBron's going to have a hard time with him getting going in the series.
And Gordon's athletic. He's a really athletic guy.
Yeah.
I mean, younger legs. He's been in the league, 5-6 years now? 7 years?
Gordon was drafted. I'm trying to think. I think
16,
it was like
wasn't it?
2014.
Something like that?
I think I'm going to have to disagree with you guys, although I respect your position, because I think the Nuggets are very talented and they move the ball like the early 2000s Spurs, if you ever watched them play. But I disagree for 3 reasons. Number 1, fans want to see Lakers Celtics. Number 2,
so does the NBA.
The NBA wants to see Lakers. You took the words right out of my mouth. And number 3, I believe that LeBron wants to prove to all the Jordashians out there that it's not just about the bubble. I'm really this good and I'm really this talented.
Yeah. I think one of the differences, I did a lot of Jordan research again every once in a while. I think I just dive into Jordan stuff twice a year because I'm so impressed by his career.
Sure.
Well, I watched the movie Air over the weekend, so
Me
that was
too.
the reason why. It was really good.
Yeah.
I heard it's really good.
It's really good. And Jordan's not even a character in the movie, which is interesting.
Yeah.
But Jordan, the last year that he played in Chicago, was a much better basketball player at that stage in his career than what LeBron is right now. LeBron has actually dropped off a little bit.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of, he's 40 years old.
I'm not blaming him. I mean,
he's 105 years old. He's been playing literally for 22 years or 23
years. But where the
difference
is, and this is where I'm a big LeBron fan, so I'm not someone that's just going to hate on LeBron for the sake of it. But where I end up feeling differently than Ross is I think LeBron will get too much credit for this championship.
God, how could you give a guy like that? You think it's all on AD?
I'm not saying he doesn't deserve credit.
Oh, goodness.
But, okay, for example, that last year, 1998, when Michael Jordan won the championship, he was by far the best player on that team. If the Lakers win the championship this year,
he's not the best player on that team.
He's not the best player on the team.
I got you 100% on that.
Jordan never won a championship as the Pippen on his team.
Right, yeah, I got you.
He was always the Jordan.
Right. The guy playing 32 minutes.
So, I mean, I'm not going to take the title away from him, but that's where I go. I think the conversation will take a twist that it doesn't deserve to take if LeBron wins the championship.
This is so not fair. So, first of all, LeBron is the best player on that team. You take LeBron off that team, they're not even sniffing the playoffs. Let's just be real about it. He just scored 30 in a closeout game and beat that team by 20. And we're sitting here talking about, oh, well, Michael Jordan. It is. First of all, 20 years. You put 20 years on those knees, and he's out there playing with these early 20-year-old players. I mean, this is ridiculous.
LeBron's still amazing.
There's no question.
It hurts my soul taking anything away from him.
Yeah, okay. Let's move on to the East, though, because we're going to wrap it up, because I want to get to the draft as well. Heat versus Celtics. I think most NBA purists are looking for another LA-Boston hookup. Is that what everybody's talking about now?
That's the case.
Do the Celtics have a chance against the Heat? Is this this the most evenly matched of the two matchups?
According to Vegas, the one we just talked about, much more evenly matched. This one lopsided. in the favor of Boston.
Really?
You'd have to lay $500 to win 100 on Boston.
Really? It's that big of a...
Yeah.
And do you agree with that?
No, not
really?
at all.
I mean, Butler's on a different level right now, right? They're playing like with a vibe, though,
Yes.
right? I mean, as
Big
opposed to
time.
the numbers, they're playing with a vibe.
I think that there's something that tells me somebody knows about some sort of injury that Jimmy Butler's playing through. He dealt with I think it was a glute or a thigh issue in round 1 that he played through, and not only played through, but was dropping 50 against the Bucks. And then went into the next series, missed a game against the Knicks, and the Heat almost won in that particular game. And then they went through and they kind of wiped the floor with them. But Jimmy Butler never scored more than 28 points in that series against New York.
That's good. Isn't that usually a good thing?
until
Usually the ball's being distributed. Usually when guys like that score 40 plus, the winning rate goes way down percentage-wise, just simply because it requires too much attention on one player?
I think yes, but I can't depend on those other guys in series to series like I can Jimmy Butler. And so if Butler's not able, I don't know if that's the case at all, but that price seems so out of whack to me.
Is this supposed to be a sweep, or is this a 5-gamer? Is that what do they say?
This is going long.
Oh yeah, really?
I feel like it is.
I think it should. Yeah, I think it probably
Where's the
will.
first game?
It's in Boston.
I think that's the same thing that Ross said about LA probably applies to the Heat as well. They got to win game 1, right? To have a shot.
They're big time underdogs in game 1 too.
Yeah.
They're like 7-point underdogs in the first game of the series.
If you're Miami, that's the one game you're going to have any bit of an advantage over a home team.
Especially
Celtics just came off that game 7. That was exhausting. Yeah. Not game 7, but the whole series. The Heat are what? How many days of rest?
Yeah, they've been
chilling for a little bit
since like midweek last week. Yeah, that's a good point. I'm definitely going to be on Miami in game 1.
Yeah. I'm going to watch I have watched more NBA basketball this fall or this spring season. Going into playoffs, I've watched more. It's been a lot of fun. The games have been good, very exciting. I read about them every day. If I don't get to watch them, if it's a late game, I watch the highlights. It's been great.
No, stay up, sacrifice sleep. It'll be worth it. I promise.
Draft lottery coming around the corner could be a big deal. Orlando has a kind of a weird mystical grip on the draft lottery. Do you feel it happening again? And what don't we have like a 15-20% chance of getting a pretty big name?
9%.
9%? All right.
Yeah.
If only drafting lottery picks was the game of basketball.
Yeah. We'd have champions.
We would have had to put some banners up.
The Magic have won this thing 3 times.
Yeah.
And every
Pretty
time
good.
they got a guy.
Yeah.
And then this year, there's a guy coming out.
And that guy never unpacked.
Yeah.
So
God.
they have the 6th best odds to get the number 1 overall pick. They're at 9%.
Okay,
but the top percentages are 14, so it's not like they're overwhelming either. They've really flattened things out. They've been doing this for the last 3 years in the NBA draft lottery.
How deep is this draft? Obviously, we scored last year with Paolo. Who's the rookie of the year?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously we did quite well with him. He was incredibly impressive. The team made a marketed jump in respect in the league, and, of course, the team looked better on the floor I think as the season went on, they even looked better, which is exactly what you want to have happen.
I mean, they played 500 basketball after starting 5-20.
Right. I love it. I mean, so adding that, is there enough depth in this draft that if we don't score, first or second, we're still going to get an impact player?
Yes. Number 1 overall is a franchise-changing, generational type of talent,
like
Victor
a
Wembanyama.
Giannis kind of thing.
Like, would legit change the Central Florida perception that the rest of the country if we were to get that number 1 overall pick, our economy would change.
Yes. Honestly, that's not hyperbole. It actually would. But you don't need the number 1 overall pick in order to get excited about this draft class. Number 1 just makes it obvious and changes the economy. But everything after that, you've got Scoot Henderson, that's a really exciting, flashy guard that played in the G League. People are really excited about him. Brandon Miller coming out of Alabama is one of the best scorers in college basketball. If he landed on the team, that he's actually the best fit for what the Magic need because they need more scoring. Those are some of the guys, I think really top 3, top 4. If you land somewhere in that range, you should be doing backflips. But if you land number 1 overall, you should just rock it to the moon.
Yeah, who's the number 1 guy?
Victor Wembanyama.
Victor, huh?
Yeah, have you seen
Victor? Huh?
Have you seen footage of this guy, Jim?
I haven't seen him do anything.
No one's doing it like that.
KD-esque.
He's a unicorn.
And he's big.
He's big.
Massive.
Yeah.
He's like 7'4".
Oh yeah,
he's got a wingspan that could stretch the room,
and he can dribble and shoot threes.
And shoot.
I did see a little thing of this guy. It looked fake. It looked unfair.
It does.
It kind of looks like what Ponce de Leon was looking for when he showed up to Florida. He's trying to find somebody with mystical people with a fountain of youth.
Yeah.
Is everybody cool with this guy's body size? With him being thin like this? I know that Durant has dealt with a few injuries. He looks pretty fragile. Is that ever an issue?
You would think that would be discussed more, and maybe as people start to pick him apart once we get the lottery set, maybe that becomes discussed, because it was so heavily discussed with Chet Holmgren last year out of Gonzaga. I haven't really heard those same talking points. It's always a concern with a big man because you worry about the feet. That seems to be the common issue. But in just looking at his pictures, the way that he's built, it looks like he's got a stronger frame than some of the other guys that we've seen, like a Chet, who
Sean Bradley, guys like that,
who looked like they had an eating disorder.
Right, exactly. Right.
He doesn't quite look like that.
Oh yeah,
he's got a natural muscular build to him.
That's what made Shaquille such a freak show when he came into the league. Not only was he 7'1", but he was built like a guy who was 6'5".
Mm-hmm.
He was just real husky and built, lots of and very versatile. He didn't get injured very much.
And look how much more husky he got as his career went along.
Yeah.
Giannis came into the league rail thin. Look at him now. He looks like the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
And they'll get him in there. They get him in a good nutrition program. Not like the colleges that he goes to don't have that, but at the next level, when they're investing $100 million in you, the attention level is a little different.
Yeah. Well, he has been playing professionally. He didn't play in college. He played in France.
Oh, did he? Oh, that's right.
So
I didn't know that. Stupid.
He was playing against guys that were like 5'6". I think worked at a fast food restaurant, but he did look really good. Watch his highlights; he's very impressive.
Orlando City played this past weekend.
Yes, they did. Consistency and effort and production seem to be the biggest issues so far. Those are the talking points around the team. You just look at this match; they start down 2-0, then they score 2 goals in the second half, and then the last couple of games, one of the worst performances of the season against Montreal 2 weeks ago, one of the best against the LA Galaxy.
Just
it just doesn't seem like this team can't string together the performances that you're looking for.
Is that an Orlando thing? Because that's the same thing the Magic deal with, right? It's like you go out there and you beat the best team in the league by 20 and then lose to the worst team in the league the next day by 10. It's just like and then go on a streak where you win 3 against impressive teams on the road and then come home and get blown out by Charlotte.
You think it's in the water?
I don't know, dude.
I get OUC on it.
I hope not.
Might be a swan thing.
Right. And then lastly, any advice for John Morant?
Airsoft.
Shut down your
throw your phone in the river.
Get into paintball.
Shut down your social media.
There's a couple
accounts.
conspiracy theories out there right now. They're like, this guy doesn't even want to be in the league anymore. He just wants to get out there and bang it up. That's all he wants to do.
I do not understand the obsession.
An infinitively talented guy. The guy is he's video game talented.
Yeah, nobody in the league at his height has his vertical skills. His
handle's pretty good.
He's an acrobat in the air, and he's worth every penny if he has his head screwed on straight. But he doesn't. This is the second time in the last couple of months that he's been not caught on. Saying caught on video doesn't even sound accurate. Brandishing a firearm because he's catching himself. He's putting it on his own account.
I feel like self-own of all time.
I feel like I'm lying when I say this out loud. It's that stupid. like I'm making something up about this guy.
All I know is that the next time I watch him, if he's here in Orlando playing the Magic, and if he shoots a 3, I'm ducking.
Oh yeah. Maybe God.
Wow. All right.
Well, I'm trying
that Monday off, Jim.
I'm trying to blend 2 words together because my brain works like that, unfortunately. I'm not even going to try the line again. Let's just move on. Thanks as always, buddy. Great job. Looking forward to those NBA playoffs. Those conference finals will be fun to watch.
Yeah.
And, of course, we'll talk about it next week.
I'll give you the full rundown of the best utility players in Major League Baseball, too, but I think I might be spot on with Biggio.
Yeah, really?
We'll see what the text
We
line
had a couple
says.
suggestions. I'll give you those when we get a break.
All right, sounds good.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Back in a sec.
Coming up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan. Brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
This weather report is brought to you by Mills Air.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro with a look at your Central Florida forecast. We do have another warm afternoon with hot highs in the low 90s. Dry skies, a mix of sun and clouds, and we are going to be seeing any showers or thunderstorms that do develop be centered on the west side of the state, so you are clear for any of those outdoor activities. Quiet overnight, wake-up temperatures in the upper 60s, and warming as we head into the end of the week. I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Allison Gargaro.
This report is sponsored by Wendy's Strawberry Frosty. Hey, you! Run to Wendy's and grab a Strawberry Frosty. Don't worry about canceled plans. It's worth it, but act fast. Like your date, it's gone at the end of the summer. Head to Wendy's for a Strawberry Frosty and that sweet strawberry goodness. Limited time only at participating Wendy's.
Come rock out at Orlando's only rock and roll cocktail party. Velvet Sessions at Hard Rock Hotel at Universal Orlando welcomes Eric Martin, former lead singer of Mr. Big, performing Friday, May 19th. Tickets include free specialty cocktails, finger foods, and more. Tickets are $55. Upgrade to a VIP ticket for $95. This is a 21 and older event. Visit velvetsessions.com now for more information and to get your tickets before they're gone.
What's the best part of a Dunkin' run? The coffee or the dollar donut? $2 stuffed bagel minis or $3 sausage, egg, and cheese you can add to that coffee? Or the fact that you get to leave the office? The answer, of course, is yes. Time for a Dunkin' run. Great deals on food for $1, $2, or $3 with a medium or larger coffee. America runs on Dunkin'. Exclude specialty donuts and fancies. Price and participation may vary. Limited time offer. Terms apply.
Internal Revenue Service. When you owe a personal or business tax debt and can't pay, just hearing those 3 words brings feelings of fear and anxiety, and it's only a matter of time before tax liens, wage garnishments, or bank levies happen to you. We are J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Florida. Your first step to resolution is our no-cost consultation. We take the time to go through your specific tax problem step by step. We explain exactly what your options are and how we will resolve your tax issue. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and our fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. If you have tax problems, call us now for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Considering buying a lab-grown diamond versus a natural diamond? IDC owner Keith LeClaire says, be careful. These machine-made diamonds are being mass-produced, and the value appears to be dropping fast.
If they can create 130 carats per machine per day, and you've got 5,000 people that are growing at that level, do you know how much is already stockpiled? You're talking about millions of carats. Now you're talking about a product that was $5,000 just 3 years ago, is now down to almost zero.
So when trying to choose between a natural diamond and a lab-grown diamond, proceed with caution.
Why would you put your money in something that devalues faster than food you eat?
Before you propose, come to International Diamond Center and get the facts about diamonds from our non-commissioned experts. Learn how diamonds are priced and graded on the world market and educate yourself on the latest trend of lab-grown diamonds.
I want people to know that IDC is about protecting them.
International Diamond Center. 4 Orlando locations and always at shopidc.com.
Hear new music first on your free iHeartRadio app.
This is Lars.
James from Metallica here.
And this is iHeartRadio.
What's up? This is Mike Shinoda from Linkin Park.
We're the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
The free iHeartRadio app is where the biggest stars in the world connect with you. Download it today.
Wake up, people. You're optimizing every waking hour of your life, from carpooling kids to work to friends and everything in between. You have to get sleep and a bed that can perform as well as you do. Meet the next generation Sleep Number Smart Bed. It effortlessly adjusts to your shape, position, and movements, learning how you sleep, so you learn to sleep better, night after night. Sleep next level, only from Sleep Number. Save 50% on the Sleep Number Limited Edition Smart Bed, plus free home delivery when you add an adjustable base. Ends Monday. To learn more, go to sleepnumber.com.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy?
You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Haley, quote, Navage is the best thing I bought. I love it. My nose feels so clear now and I can breathe. I've been struggling with a stuffy nose for weeks. I bought Navage and it's amazing. Or this one. I use Navage every night, could not imagine life without it. I have 5 cats, and before I found Navage, I was a clogged mess. Now I breathe so much better, unquote. Those are 2 of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
We now return to the Jim Colbert Show.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back. I am Jim, Deb, and Ross, and Slick all here for us today. Thanks so much for tuning in. We appreciate that. And a giant thanks to our friend Brandon Kravitz for sliding over and doing sports with us. Just so you guys know what he does, he's simulcast what we do here on his show, or on our show to his show. So you're on 2 stations at that same time. He does that so we can come over and do this segment. It's a bit of a pain in the ass for him. That's why we appreciate him coming over so much. He's a good dude, too.
Yeah, he does a good job.
It's like the greatest guy in the world. All right, 407-916-1041. At the beginning of the show, I told you guys that as we see Bed Bath & Beyond, of course, that's been in the news over the last 45 days or so, as they move out of business. Their plan is bad. They actually made a big financial plan back in the day. They made a big mistake by buying their own stock back, and it caused a real big issue with them financially. They can never rebound. So, I mean, it wasn't like their products or their services weren't still requested. Just their fingerprint was a little too big and impossible to maintain against online retailers.
Right.
So poor financial decisions is what they mean by beyond.
Yeah, that's the beyond part. Beyond belief that they did that. But along with those stores, Old Navy stores, some Sears and Macy's locations and malls are all being used for this new product, this new thing is coming into those spaces. And, kind of everybody knew that. We knew a lot of the Bed Bath & Beyonds were going to be consumed by brands like Marshalls and TJ Maxx and stores of that nature.
Home Goods.
Because,
Come on now.
Those things are blowing up, and they build them, and they always do quite well. But this is another section of what's happening there, and about 15 to 20 of these have already been converted into this. What is this?
Container stores.
No, that's a great guess, though.
That is a good guess.
I appreciate that.
What do you think? Slick, what do you think? What do you think they're going to make Bed Bath & Beyonds into?
Movie theaters.
No, but that's a really good guess. The problem is theaters are having a hard time staying open as well.
Ooh.
So more theaters would not work.
Grocery stores.
Grocery stores is another great guess. That's not it. I mean, because most of the grocery stores already have the square footage they need, and they don't need those big high ceilings like that. So these things have giant high ceilings.
Furniture store?
No. What if I told you it was an activity?
Paintball.
No.
Ooh, trampoline.
I was going to say that, yeah.
No.
Axe throwing.
No. All of these good ideas.
Hurricane room like we saw at New Hope for Kids.
No, that would be badass, though.
Wouldn't that?
Oh, what about the wall climbing?
No, that's another good guess. That's not it.
Just like a big-ass room that you can just do drugs in.
Dancing.
No, that's well, you guys are killing it. Look, all of these ideas.
Pilates?
All of these ideas seem better than what they're doing because I don't get this.
Gyms?
Pickleball. Indoor pickleball courts.
Oh, man. Oh.
I'm going to keep it real. Pickleball is very popular now.
It's very popular.
In cities across America, malls are becoming indoor pickleball venues. They're going into the former homes of department stores like Sears and Macy's, Bed Bath & Beyond. It's already happened in a dozen places and could become a nationwide trend because both pickleball chains and regional clubs are moving into mall spaces. Why? Because pickleball is growing so fast that there are more players than courts available in the U.S. right now.
And really, if you think about it, here in Florida, what a brilliant way to keep the game going, to be able to play indoors, so inclement weather isn't going to stop
Whether
you. The
rain
heat
or
and
sun.
humidity
Yeah,
isn't going to stop you.
It's growing so fast, it's outpacing the availability of courts in many places. And at the same time, online shopping, of course, is making a gigantic dent in retail sales. You know, almost everything you could get at Bed Bath & Beyond, you could find online easily, have it shipped right to your house for not a penny more. But that's exactly what's happening. Here's the thing that I don't understand. All right. I watched pickleball this weekend. It was on television.
Was it your first time?
CBS Sports. It was my first time.
Okay.
CBS Sports broadcasts pickleball no differently than they would broadcast like a tennis match.
Right.
Right. And I tuned in for it. And buddy, let me tell you, it may be very popular. And it may be swarming the villages, and it may be taking over Bed Bath & Beyond. I can't imagine this product ever going to be viable on television.
Really?
I can't imagine it's going to be viable ever on television if they don't change the rules to make it more exciting. All of the points end exactly the same way. The game happens exactly the same way. The court's too small to have dynamic long volleys, is what makes tennis so interesting. Right? Those big volleys, those, cross-court cut, shots and those lobs and all that stuff, that doesn't really apply in pickleball because you're standing 10 feet away from the person, slamming it into them after the serve. It didn't give a volley scenario where it was very fun to watch. And, we talked to the guy, DeVos from the Orlando Squeeze and want him to do well. I just don't know how viewers are going to catch on to it. I mean, the players looked like they knew what they were doing. Their hand-eye coordination was very good. Their reactions were very fast, cat-like reactions. I mean, skilled athletes, no question. The problem is, imagine watching the PGA Tour if they only putted.
Oh, well, yeah.
Or if they only hit wedge shots. I mean, to me, watching this as a complete rookie, I could complete 100% wrong, but watching it as a guy who loves sports, all kinds. I played table tennis for a long time, pretty good at table tennis, not a bad tennis player. Then I could understand the attraction to the game. It just did not relate to me on television.
If there's a demand for the sport, I think people will still watch excellency.
Yeah, maybe, Ross. But and can I tell you, the funny thing is the guys doing the commentary were like the most exciting part of it because, not many people really know the rules and stuff.
Right.
So, them kind of working people through that continuously, understanding you're getting new viewers, and really it's going to be your job to introduce people to the game. We were watching them play it, but if you don't know what's happening, it's like watching cricket for me.
Right.
They could be playing the best game ever, and I would have no idea, right? Or the worst game. I would not know.
But we have got to think about something. You are going to make a indoor pickleball court in a massive room.
Yeah.
With probably pretty high ceilings.
Yes, really high ceilings.
And what's one of the complaints about pickleball? The sound.
Oh, man.
That it has brought to neighborhoods. Just bling, ding, ding, ding,
yeah,
ding,
this
ding,
paddles
ding,
thing.
ding.
Yeah.
Now put that times 30 in the same room, and now we can torture people.
But exactly.
We can get secrets.
Forget waterboarding.
Yeah. Guantanamo, eat your heart out.
They will be. Hey, can I tell you? It'll be booked 24/7. If they open one in that Oviedo Mall and that dead Bed Bath & Beyond that's been there, or that dead Sears that's been there, and they open that up, it will be packed because you're right. The problem is finding courts. There are some. If you're in DeLand, there's this massive complex in DeLand or maybe the Villages. But if you don't live in those areas, there really aren't many courts. And I see a lot of people actually transforming tennis courts into pickleball courts because nobody plays tennis. Nobody plays tennis. I never understood why apartment complexes built tennis courts. Nobody plays. Nobody.
Tennis is one of those sports when you try it as a kid, whether or not you're going to be good at it or not.
Exactly.
Like
and
the
whether
very
not,
first time.
And whether or not you're going to ever play it again.
Yeah.
I think I have a pretty solid answer of why they would build tennis courts, but it's a pretty spicy answer.
Go ahead and tell me why, White.
Well, yeah.
407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Interesting thing being pitched around for the restaurant business. And I have to tell you, I 1000% agree. And the problem with me agreeing is it actually makes my visit to the restaurant a little bit more cumbersome. And I'll tell you exactly why next.
What? It's back. The 2023 Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival, May 16th through the 29th in Lock Haven Park. Learn how to fringe now at orlandofringe.org.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Watch out for bumper-to-bumper traffic due to an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading northbound between State Road 50, Colonial Drive, and Oakland Exchange. There's heavy delays due to an accident on I-4 eastbound before Lee Road. Traffic is backed up to Colonial Drive and the left lane is blocked. You can expect your regular delays on I-4 westbound approaching the beach line and before State Road 535. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Marco's Pizza. Cravings are satisfied and pizza prayers are answered with Marco's new Magnifico pizzas, loaded with Old World sausage and pepperoni. Try all 3 Magnifico pizzas at marcos.com. Available for a limited time. Marco's, pizza lovers get it.
Man, stick your head out the door, 92 degrees here in the middle of May, and it's only going to get warmer. You know it. I know it. Everybody who lives here and knows it. That's why you got to have an AC company you can trust, that you can lean on, that has integrity for me and for Ross and for hundreds of other Central Floridians. Of course, that's Mills Air, no question. That 30-plus years of experience is attractive to me. That means they know what they're doing. Their techs know what they're doing, and it's different in Florida. You really have to know your stuff, because when your AC breaks down in July in this state, it is life-threatening. It is bad news. That's why you need a tech that will get there in no time and make sure that you're ready to go with nice, cool air. Not to mention their preventive maintenance plan. Make sure that you don't have any issues before that happens, and that's why we're telling you that now. Not to mention their Carrier factory-authorized dealers. That can get you up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand-new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the experts at Mills Air. They're family-owned and operated and ready to help you today. 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
It's the Marketer's Report. Today, Capital One's Chief Brand Officer, Mark Mentry, weighs in on building loyalty with customers.
Capital One has really worked to create amazing access moments for our customers. We will do sound check parties so that only Capital One cardholders can get access to, and we can't pull that off without iHeart.
As the #1 audio company, iHeartMedia gives marketers access to the audiences, insights, and data you need to grow. If you're a marketer, go to iHeartResults.com.
We all know Goodwill, but did you know when you donate stuff to Goodwill, you help provide job training for people right here in your community? Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs. Find your nearest donation center at goodwill.org. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Live life to the fullest. You hear that all the time, but it's easier said than done when you're in pain, right? Hey, it's Russ Rollins. QC Kinetics is in the business of giving people back their quality of life and providing much-needed relief for chronic joint pain. And not just providing relief, but doing it in the most non-invasive way possible, using regenerative treatments from your body's own natural biologics. Where is your joint pain? In your knees, hips, shoulders, or back? Well, QC Kinetics concentrates these impactful treatments right at the source of your pain directly, applying healing properties where you need them most. And best of all, you walk into the office and walk right out after treatments. There's no surgery, no downtime, and patients are raving about the results. So, what does living life to the fullest look like to you? Finally being able to play golf or hike, walk your dog, enjoy time with your family that you love? Whatever it is, don't wait one more day. Call 689-244-7980 for QC Kinetics. That's 689-244-7980 in Orlando, Winter Park, and the Villages. 689-244-7980.
Welcome to Pollo Tropical. Would you like to try our new coconut shrimp?
Coconut shrimp, shrimp and the coconut. Coconut shrimp, coconut shrimp.
Coco y camarón.
Pollo is serving up perfectly golden, sweet, and savory coconut shrimp in a bowl, platter, or on the side with our pineapple rum sauce. We're going coconuts for the all-new coconut shrimp, only at Pollo Tropical.
Coconut shrimp, coco y camarón.
I'm back! And look at all the fresh from Florida produce I brought home. You have heard of fresh from Florida, right?
Fresh I have.
That's refreshing to hear.
Fresh from Florida produce is fresh as fresh can get.
And if we're going to freshen up daily meals, it's refreshing to know that locally grown fresh from Florida produce is available year-round.
Well, that's a breath of fresh air. Got anything else?
I'm fresh out. Look for Fresh from Florida where you shop. Learn more at followfreshfromflorida.com.
In St. Augustine, Ponte Vedra, it might feel like there's not enough time to take everything in. Because once you're done exploring 42 miles of pristine coast, marveling at historical architecture, and enjoying world-class food, it'll be time to check out and head home. But that's okay. You can always stay just one more day. Visit floridashistoriccoast.com to learn more. It's about time.
Sunday, May 21st at the Amway Center. It's the largest reggaeton show in Orlando with the biggest artists, Zion y Lennox, Joel y Randy, De La Ghetto, and many more. Rumba Bash 2023. Sunday, May 21st at the Amway Center. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Preventive maintenance on all brands, and that saves you money and can detect an upcoming breakdown. Visit millsair.com.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because you deserve better. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. It's time for more Jim Colbert Show.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. If you haven't visited our website, JimColbertLive.com, that's where you can YouTube over and check us out doing the show, which is basically sitting and talking. We do have some cool logos you can look at while doing so, though.
Wow, look at that Mills Air Farm.
Pretty badass. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Ross is here.
Let's get it.
Slick is in.
Holla.
Word. All right, so I told you guys.
No, wait. The news.
Oh, yeah. Got some breaking news. My apologies. I just wanted to get back into that. My apologies. We just got a text on the texting service a second ago about some news. Memorial Day weekend coming up. And, of course, summer will be here before you know it. Kids are out of school. So
yeah, exactly. So it's a heads up because I based my reaction off of Jimmy's when he heard the details of this. But thanks to the listener who texted us at 77031 to look into this. But this is from InsideTheMagic.net. Where they're saying you can actually take advantage of a Walt Disney World resort ticket deal right now that would actually rival a ticket to Six Flags, Busch Gardens, or just about anywhere else in the country. So right now, they're saying Disney announced today that it's offering a special summer deal for guests, which will include a 4-day, 4-park Magic ticket for $99 per day.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, so you can't park hop with this ticket, but $99 a day, you can go to Magic Kingdom one day, then the next day you go to Epcot.
Animal Kingdom,
exactly.
Right.
And then also there's no park hopping on that ticket, but no reservations are required for that one. And then they're also offering a special deal for Florida residents where you can get summer Magic tickets. They're just $58 per day for 4 days, but you do have to make reservations with that ticket, and it is
subject to blackouts as well.
Yeah,
too, I think.
subject to availability.
But still, $58 to get into the Magic Kingdom when tickets were like surge pricing was like $205.
Deb, I also want to put this out there. I just got 4 free tickets for being a veteran at SeaWorld.
Oh, yeah.
Yesterday.
Yeah.
So I think it expires today. So if you're a veteran, please log on to SeaWorld.com and get yourself 4 free tickets.
And then do me a favor, because we went to SeaWorld recently. I'm not dogging them. It happens, but we didn't check beforehand, and a number of the coasters were down. So you definitely want to call beforehand and make sure all the coasters are running, especially that new one.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, 407-916-1041. All right, who loves going to restaurants?
I do.
I
Yes.
love it. It's like literally one of my favorite things on planet Earth to do.
Yes.
Are you a big restaurant fan?
I
don't even
love
know.
restaurants.
Oh, God almighty. Who doesn't love going? And when you go to restaurants, what's like one of the first things you love to do when you go to a first restaurant? You get your drinks, then what?
Look at the menu.
I want the bread.
Get some bread that comes out. Maybe if you're at a Mexican restaurant, they bring some chips and some salsa or
Chips
something like
and salsa.
that.
Yeah, I know
Like
the
that.
guac is extra. Toss it my way,
That's right.
Samantha.
Don't tell me they're about to get rid of that stuff.
If you go to Red Lobster, get some Cheddar Bay biscuits.
Oh, yeah. Olive Garden, you get the garlic sticks.
See, I always
turn it up.
I always find those biscuits a little undercooked. So my little trick is that I bend a spoon back and then I heat up the bottom of the spoon. I put the biscuit in there and then I grab a syringe, inject it into my veins because they taste so damn good. They're not undercooked. They're perfect. That was a heroin joke.
It sounds a lot like doing heroin. And like, where's he going with this?
Yeah.
He didn't break the tube out, so I didn't know exactly. But no, man, it's you go to restaurants and you kind of expect those things, right?
Yeah.
Right. You mean I'm gonna get that extra. Hey, I know when I go to my little place, we had a little place up there called Salsa's in Oviedo. It's a chain restaurant, but we have a good relationship with those people there. Love to go there and get some chips and salsa and drink some margaritas and get some quesadillas and eat it up. And they bring out the basket of chips and the complimentary salsa, and you're ripping through that. And then you before your entrees get there, hit me them chips, player. Let's get some more chips, right?
I'm not actually, because I'm like, when you go to like Longhorn Steakhouse or whatever, and they bring out that sweet butter and the warm bread.
God, get out
but
of
then
here.
the problem is you fill up, and then when your entree gets there, you can't eat your entree. So I usually skip the bread.
You know what's my problem with that bread? It's always a little undercooked. So what I do is that I grab a spoon.
Right. So we all are kind of accustomed to this, aren't we?
Yeah.
That's interesting, isn't it? When you go do stand-up,
yeah,
they pay you for how long?
45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes to an hour. What if they said, you know what? How about you kick in another 20 minutes?
A day of?
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, the day you get there, why not? You just pulled up, you did your stand-up, and how about you just go, hey, man, you know what? How about another 20 minutes?
For
free.
I think I would say, I don't think I'm going to do this next year.
And Slick, let's say if you get there to the DJ gig, you're there, you're like, my DJ gig is what, 4 hours, 3 hours, 2 hours?
Yeah, about 3, but I only spend for maybe about like an hour and a half.
Hour and a half, 3 hours, whatever. He's doing his whole thing. They come up to you and you go, man, you've done such a good job. We thank you so much for coming in. I know you're having a good time. How about you hit me another half an hour? Free music. Just hit me up, man.
$200 extra, sir.
Right. Why is it that with our services, it seems insane that you would be asked to give another 15 or 20 minutes, but you got no problem at all looking at your restaurant and going, I need another basket of those chips, and I need more of that salsa. I need more lemon. I need more of this, more of that, and you expect that to come out to your table. But guess what? They're about to shut that ish down. That's about what's to happen in the restaurant business, guys. Food and Wine Magazine is saying that restaurant owners can't, when you start crushing the numbers, you just can't do it anymore. Have you noticed at your restaurant it's hard? You have to ask for Splenda now, or ask for Equal, or ask for sugar to be brought out to you because they're not putting the things on the tables anymore. You know why? Because almost said it bad. Because people who don't have any class come in there and grab a wad of their Splenda. Have you purchased Splenda? It's not cheap.
Yeah.
And if you're a restaurant and every other person snatching a handful of your Splenda every time somebody sits down, restaurants are starting to pay attention to these little gimmies that we've been getting for so many years, and they're about to come correct. Like, hey, you know what? Enjoy your basket, but that next one's going to be about $4 for you. Enjoy that lemon. You get one slice, but every lemon wedge outside of that is going to be 50 cents. You know why? Because lemons are $1 each now. Limes they called them green gold in the restaurant business about 2 or 3 years ago because there was a shortage. And they were like, I remember buying them at $1.80 a piece at Publix. I'm like, I'd love a margarita. But it's more important. The limes are more than tequila.
Yeah, and that's where, you tell your barkeep, listen, I don't need the lime or the lemon on the side. Go ahead and keep that garnish for the drink that does require it, because that's money out of their pocket every time they bring a drink to your table and you're like, oh yeah, the lime can go to the side.
Or how about this? How many times at your meal, hey man, can I get another Coke? You buy one Coke and you expect like 3 or 4 refills?
Yeah.
Well, that's usually their policy.
That still costs money. That's what they're saying is it's not going to be anymore. You're about to get pinched. And can I tell you, I think it's completely fair. It's insane when you think about it. I was reading the story. I was like, why have we been, I think restaurants started doing this like, okay, well, we'll give them the yeast rolls and they'll buy a bigger steak or, we'll do this. And I don't think restaurants are really seeing the value in that anymore. The little freebies that you used to get all the time. I don't think they see the value. I think they're like, man, maybe you'll get one. Maybe we'll give you your first thing of chips at your favorite Mexican place. You get one of them, but everyone after that's going to cost you money.
And to your point, everyone loves the freebie. Everyone loves the garlic bread, the biscuits, and all of that. But I have never walked away from a dinner on the way home as I'm full from the dinner that I bought and thought, they didn't bring out any garlic bread. There wasn't anything free.
But there'll
be plenty of people who do.
I've been guilty of this, right? Hey, can I get another Coke? Toward the last half of I have maybe like 6 more bites of my dinner. I want something to wash that down with. They bring me a full Coke. I drink like 4 sips of it and leave it there.
You don't take in a to-go cup?
An entire. Sometimes I do.
Nice.
Sweet tea's the same way.
Sometimes it gets spicy.
Coffee. You know how expensive coffee is, but yet you don't have any problem asking for refill. And sometimes they just offer it. They walk by, hey, refill. You want to heat that up or whatever?
It's
but
weird.
it's just how you expect it. When I say that, does it sound crazy now that you expect that? Like you're gonna look at restaurants completely different now when they start bringing out the free bread or the free chips or whatever. You're gonna be like, oh.
That's fair, but you've already spent all these years helping me build my sense of entitlement.
How dare you take it away from me?
And now you're snatching it away.
Like a drug dealer, they can't break it off that quick.
Yeah.
They can let you down easy.
I just it's weird when you say the word expensive and coffee, because coffee, for the most part, I might be pissed wrong here, I always thought is looked at as one of the cheapest things. That's why, what's the one thing we get for free here at work?
Yeah.
Coffee.
Yeah, they bitched about it, by the way. You notice there's no cups to put it in, right?
I was going to say, but there's no cups.
But still.
that kind of defeats the purpose.
No, I'm dead serious. There's no cups here. You have to bring your own cup.
You just go call out iHeartMedia.
But that's how cheap coffee is.
True.
Is that they're still willing to supply it. But
it's $10 a pound. I don't know if it's that cheap. I mean, even Dunkin' coffee is like $8 a pound.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying that's expensive, but I mean, when you're serving 300 people a day, I mean, it's not dirt cheap.
It's kind of like where you understand when you first started hearing about the airlines, getting rid of actual silverware and then getting rid of, just this chip. And you realized how much weight it saved them, which, in turn saved them that much more fuel. When you realize how much those little things add up, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Plus, I think it'll lead to less waste.
That's true, too.
If you're being charged for it, you're probably less likely to just leave it on your plate.
Well, if you like less waste, then the whole no cup policy is the way to go.
We're nailing it here.
It says the notion that paying for something that has always been free might be hard to swallow for some customers, but these could be the same people who complain about the tipping system in the country.
Right.
They routinely claim that restaurants should pay a higher salary to servers so customers don't have to make up the difference, yet they still expect an unlimited supply of Cheddar Bay biscuits. Or breadsticks. But it's true. I mean, how many life hacks have you heard about people? You know what you can do, right? You go in Olive Garden and you just get that all-you-can-eat salad, and that comes with all-you-can-eat breadsticks. You throw in an Alfredo sauce, you get a meal, and it's like $9 or whatever. I mean, people plan for the free stuff. They take advantage of it.
And if you really want to make a good deal, you grab these pants. They're made out of plastic. They're windbreakers. You just fill up your pants with raw pasta, just Alfredo sauce, anything you want, and just walk out, just squish out to your car. It'll be worth it.
But if you know going in that second basket of chips is going to be like $1.50 or $2, or if you get more than one lemon wedge, it's going to be an upcharge for that. Look, as long as that's there, if they have a little sign that said, hey, due to cost, due to this, just so you know, I mean, the first one of these is on us, but anything after that, and here's the charge. And it would be like all the free stuff, breadsticks or salad or whatever the case may be, soup, whatever they give you for free. Like the next one's this.
And let's be real, ain't nobody gonna stop going to restaurants just because you got to pay for that.
No, the people that will complain are the same people who don't get to grab free Splenda.
Oh man, I'd be
know.
And even if they bring out that little thing of salsa, the first one's on us, the next one's like 50 cents, $1.
I'm still buying it.
Whatever the case may be.
I'm still buying it out.
I like the idea. I have no problem with it because it doesn't make any sense. Because again, I say this all the time with stuff that doesn't make sense. Like you don't use that logic anywhere else in your life. Like you wouldn't walk into a store and buy a product and go, hey man, I love this product, but I feel like you need to give me something else. I'm feeling like you should comp me something here.
And I feel you a little bit, but I think this started with the restaurants. They are trying to get people in. They go free refills, and then maybe us as society, we're like, oh, we're going to take advantage of that. We're going to just put pasta in my left leg pant.
We're crushing this.
I'm squishing out to my 1998 Hyundai. My life's going great.
I got hammer pants full of penne. Get out of here. All right, 407-916-1041. Back in a second with more of the Jim Colbert Show.
If you'd like to sponsor a radio station for $8 a month, we would like our blue check mark back. At Real Radio 1041 on Twitter. Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on Florida's Turnpike heading northbound between Colonial Drive and Oakland Exchange. There's slowdowns due to an accident on I-4 eastbound before Lee Road, and delays due to an accident on Maitland Boulevard heading westbound at Concourse Parkway. You can expect your regular congestion on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Walt Disney World.jobs.
We're hiring. Come be a part of the magic at Walt Disney World Resort. Discover full-time and part-time roles, including creative costuming, culinary, lifeguard, and more. Apply today at WaltDisneyWorld.jobs. That's WaltDisneyWorld.jobs.
Hey, everybody. Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Everybody knows your eyes are the window into your world. That is why I never even thought twice about a discount surgical center for LASIK vision correction. Just saying it sounds crazy. When my son and my father-in-law, their eyes started giving them problems, they turned to me, asked if I had any help for them. I did. The Filatowski Eye Institute, a recognized leader in vision correction surgery here in Central Florida. I trust them implicitly. Turned both my father-in-law and my son onto them, and all they did was absolutely crush it, give them crystal clear vision overnight. Their team has performed over 65,000 surgeries here in Central Florida for over 30 years. They use the latest state-of-the-art tech, fast recovery times. Most people return to work the very next day. You can start seeing the way you were actually meant to start seeing. All you have to do is contact the Filatowski Eye Institute, and it's easy. Just text 1041 to the number 868686. That's all you have to do. Schedule that consultation today. They even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, schedule that consultation at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Text 1041 to 868686. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute, the smart choice, the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
This earful of real radio is brought to you by JustCallMo.com. Injured on the go? JustCallMo.com.
Whether you need a new roof, new windows, new gutters, or maybe a new door, Mike the Home Builder is the guy to call, and that's at myhomebuildersnetwork.com. Mike has been on this station for years, and he's a great guy. He did my roof and gutters, and he can do the same for you. Great installation, great service, all at a fair price. Trust someone local, someone we trust here at Real Radio. It's Mike the Home Builder, and you find him at myhomebuildersnetwork.com.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Has crossed, stuck in, Tyra! Oh, what a goal!
Orlando City returns home this week, taking on New York City Football Club on Wednesday, May 17th at 7:30 p.m., presented by Dex Imaging. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Dex Imaging, the world's biggest business solutions provider of copiers and printers. Dex Imaging helps businesses do business better. Check us out online at deximaging.com.
Hi, I'm Octavia Clausman. My dad is attorney Glenn Clausman, who helps people with their injury claims. My dad really cares about people. His clients have his cell number so they can call him anytime. At home, at night, I see him working on their files. He talks about how his clients' injuries have affected them and how he tries to help. He really cares. If you have an injury claim, you should call my dad, Glenn Clausman. Call 407-917-1718. He'll give you his cell number. Glenn Clausman at KLAUSMAN.law.com. Office, Winter Park.
Get this. Joey and me were supposed to go to this concert next week, right? But then something terrible happened. Joey was driving without a seatbelt. But he didn't wreck. No, he got pulled over. Now Joey has to pay for a seatbelt ticket instead of a concert ticket, and I have to go by myself. How lame is that? So Joey, if you're out there, you're an idiot. Wear your seatbelt or you'll get a ticket.
All across the country, cops are cracking down. Click it or ticket, day and night.
Funded by the Florida Department of Transportation.
Golf is in the air. It's time for Fins on the Fairway. Nova Southeastern University is hosting their 3rd annual Fins on the Fairway Golf Tournament, Monday, May 22nd at Isleworth Golf and Country Club. This event is to raise funds for local campus scholarships. Nova Southeastern University is a learning, research environment fostering integrity, academic excellence, leadership, and community service. Go to tinyurl.com/FinsOnTheFairway 2023 and register today.
Morgan & Morgan, dial pound 529 on your cell phone. Pound law, that's all.
Radio. 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1. Thanks again for tuning in. We appreciate that. We don't have that busy of a week this week, do we? I don't think we have any guests or anything planned, any extra stuff this week.
I don't think so.
Yeah, do we have some cool tickets this week? I know we have Sing Out Loud tickets, Music Fest tickets, which features the Black Keys, Mumford & Sons, Maggie Rogers, who is that girl that Pharrell found.
Yeah.
In that class. Is kind of cool. She's become a big deal. Plus, we have Fringe Buttons as well. Fringe starts this week or next week?
This week.
This week, buddy. What are you doing?
I'm going to go see some shows.
Now, you're not doing the tonight at midnight anymore.
I am not. I'm not doing the late night talk show that was at midnight Thursday, Friday, and Saturday of the festival.
So this is the first time you haven't done this since we've known each other. You've literally done this for the last 4, 5, 6 years?
Yeah, I think it was 5, 6 years.
Yeah.
No, it was a different person running the festival, and they wanted to offer different late night things. And I get it. Some things, good things come to an end. I can say that confidently. I feel very confident that what we were doing was good.
Were you even a little bittersweet? Because I know as much as you love doing it, because it's something you've dreamed about doing, like being a talk show host, like a Conan O'Brien or something like that. But it was also a lot of work, plus doing this during the day and then trying to do that. It was difficult.
Well, there was multiple times during Fringe these last 5 or 6 years that we would do a radio show, drive an hour, do an hour of comedy, drive another hour, do an hour show at midnight.
Yeah.
So that would have been a total of, 5 or 6 hours of being in front of an audience throughout that day.
On top of this.
All right,
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. We were talking a little bit about this restaurant thing. People started to charge it. This one guy got me because if you work on this show, you know there's one thing that I love as much as I love anything on planet Earth. I love a really good salad and a bowl of soup with an ass load of saltine crackers. And when I say an ass load,
he means an ass load.
I mean an uncomfortable amount of saltine crackers.
He's not kidding.
I mean, you start asking friends if something's okay.
You got some lettuce in your salad cracker.
Right. Because this guy says, man, you're speaking the truth. All you can eat soup bar. I ordered a second bowl. They brought it, but charged me $3 for the spoon and no more crackers. I'm like, no more crackers. Guy says he'd managed fast food restaurants for quite a while and watched people come in and shove their purses full of free packs of creamer or Splenda or sugar. Just not even order anything. Just sit down and just take all the stuff from the table and walk out. No.
I'm surprised they haven't started charging us sooner.
Yeah, people are horrible. I don't know if you know.
Yeah. Have you noticed I don't leave my house?
Yeah, right.
If you give them any square inch, if you say the word free or have any, iota of free, people are going to be there. What's that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Is that deal still happening?
We know that quite well.
Imagine the person's face who just tuned into the show right when you yelled, "No more crackers!"
No more crackers. Oh, yeah.
That person's weird.
This guy takes the CRT pretty seriously.
Is Jim suicidal?
Yeah. 407-916-1041. Ray Trinley coming up here in just a little bit. Talk to Ray about some cool stuff. Ray really sent me over a list of stuff today. He goes, man, I've got a list of things that I get asked a bunch at the firm, like just as an attorney, and it's actually really interesting stuff. And I said, really? This kid? And I read the list. I was like, oh yeah, I can see a lot of people asking those questions. So we'll talk to Ray in just a little bit as well. All right, 407-916-1041. Of course, you can always text us at 77031. Did you guys ever have ringworm as a kid?
I did.
Do you know what it is?
I don't know exactly what it is, but my mom told me because I was playing in dirty water.
Yeah, that's exactly what happens sometimes.
I don't know what it was I had, but I had something. It was there for like 15 years.
Did it create a circle? Like, was it a little some bumps in a circle?
My thing?
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yeah?
I don't know. It left some pretty gnarly scars on my arms.
Yeah.
Well, I wonder if that's poison ivy.
I don't know, but I remember I went to a doctor. The doctor was like, yeah, you have an abundance of a certain skin cell, and you have so much of this skin cell that it raises the skin.
Wow.
And my mom was like, oh, so we don't need surgery? And then the doctor said, no, it's just going to be gone when he's like 25. And I was like 11. And the doctor nailed it.
Yeah.
I had it a lot.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it was just on the inside of my arms and on the back of my neck.
So that's not ringworm. That's got to be something else, and that's like maybe something that you had in your blood system or something else.
Eczema? Well, it wasn't itchy?
No. It would catch like a doornail every now and then and just kind of
Did
bleed.
it flake off or anything?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, it sounds sexy. Anyway.
You guys want to see photos?
Of me disintegrating?
I got one of them in a jar.
Hey, dude, check it out. I can turn myself into snow. No, this is a totally different machine altogether. Now, it's kind of a fungal infection, right? It's like a little bug that, Slick was saying, if you play, like we used to play in mud puddles as a kid, right? That was the big thing. It'd rain like crazy, and big mud puddle. You go out there and slop around and throw mud, and inevitably you'd get some kind of ringworm or whatever, and you have to put. There was a myriad.
Did you have it?
Of old-fashioned, old-timey ways to get rid of it. The number one I remember is put nail polish over it, and then you did some other stuff. I used to get it all the time. I was a dirty little rat kid. I got it all the time. Rat-infested plaque. I was up there playing the clay mud. God only knows what was under there. There's probably burial grounds.
And didn't you have a rat tail? Who had a rat tail? Deb had a rat tail?
I had a rat tail.
Well, I still don't understand how that happened.
I had the 4-lane version of that called the mullet.
Oh, okay. You had the highway.
I had the highway, right? I had the I-4 of hair. But no, the reason I bring this up is usually when you get this thing, you get some topical, like an antifungal, no different, like maybe a tinactin or something like that. If you get like a jock itch, it's kind of like the same thing. You rub it on there, it gets the fungus gone or whatever, right? Same thing with ringworm. You usually get a topical. Worst case scenario, you'd maybe have to take something, I guess, but mostly it was topical. Problem is now there's a resistant form of ringworm that is now in the U.S., and it is not reacting to drugs.
Wow.
Ew.
It is not playing the game. It is not down for the drug game. 2 highly contagious drug-resistant ringworm infections have been detected in the U.S. 2 patients, New York City, who did not improve with treatments. First patient was a 28-year-old woman who developed a widespread pruritic eruption, which would, I think, like lots of bumps all over your body that wind up turning into pustules.
Yeah, you become wet braille.
Right. She was in Bangladesh when she got that. She returned and was prescribed multiple treatments without improvement. Both women required weeks of therapy to rid themselves of the infection. It's called endotinane? Endotinane?
Ooh,
Come on. Okay. What's that? That doesn't have anything to do with it.
It's just
Tinea corporis?
Endotinea? Something like that.
You trying big words gets a little scary.
I know, it's fun.
and it definitely wasn't me not missing the buzzer button.
Yeah. Well, I'm not even going to try this other one that they have up here either.
Come on.
All right, well,
come on.
Do it.
This audio is 40 seconds long, and I don't know how to stop it.
Let me read it in complete context so I can really blank it up.
Okay. All right.
It says here, a New York City dermatologist notified public health officials of both patients who had severe tinea and that they did not improve with oral.
Everybody improves with oral.
Terbinafine treatment, raising concern for potential, here's the one, trichophyton endotinea infection. In other words, ringworm, severe ringworm. And it's not reacting to it initially, because you got to remember, you'd throw that tinactin on there, and that'd be gone in a couple of days. You could feel it dying.
Tough acting tinactin?
Yeah, this stuff is not even playing with it.
Ooh.
That tinactin's a must if you are an athlete of any kind.
I might be crazy here, but I don't think it ends with tinane.
It's
Tinane.
Oh
my goodness.
You got ringworm. You got ringworm.
Watch my whip. Watch my ringworm.
Yeah, no, it's like NAAE or something, AEAA or something like that.
It sounds
yeah. It just sounds like you're giving this thing a nickname.
It does.
You know, little old Tanene.
She don't go away either.
Exactly. Shanae, sister.
You can't get nothing to her to make her go away. Tanene is like ringworm. Just gets under your skin and stays there.
I said,
All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. It's a fungus. And it got a foot cream, it says here, but, that doesn't work all the time, especially not with this one. This is not reacting to it at all. Weeks of treatment. Weeks.
That's scary.
Now, a ringworm,
because
something
it's
you
also,
blow out in a weekend.
It's usually, they're saying it's also highly contagious. For those weeks that you're being treated, you pretty much have to be treated like pariah so that no one else in your household gets it.
It's weird when you hear about things that you only remember from your childhood. I just heard this one the other day. And I don't even know who it is in our circle, but somebody in our circle, one of their kids has mono.
Oh, wow.
Do you
The kissing disease.
The kissing disease. Did you ever hear of that? Of mono, Ross? Called the kissing disease?
I think so, yeah.
Highly contagious. What is the full name of it? It's mono what?
Is it mono? Hang on a second. Let me.
It's not
monococcal.
Yeah, it's something like, but they just call it mono, and it makes you really tired.
Oh, it makes your lymph nodes underneath your
swell up like crazy. And I remember a kid that I knew years ago.
Infectious mononucleosis.
That's it, mononucleosis.
Okay. Excuse me.
Yeah, yeah. Ding it up.
All right.
Ding it up. Good.
I gotta find it.
So anyway.
God,
come on, man.
I'm sorry. I didn't.
Come on.
It's a button problem.
It's ruining the show.
Very good.
There you go. Much better. He got it. And I remember I was like, hey man, is he coming out to go skate with us today or whatever? And I'm like, no man, he's in bed. I'm like, in bed? Dude's been in bed for like 10 days.
Yeah.
And then it turned out dude was in bed for like a month. Like a month. He had this and he could not, he didn't have the energy to be up like 2 hours. He was a complete, and I was like, oh, dude is just kind of playing it up a little bit. I mean, he just don't want to go to school.
Right.
Yeah. Not the case at all. This one I just heard about. That dude's been at it for a couple months or a couple weeks.
That's when your platka gets you in trouble, right? Oh, 10 days? What a wuss.
Yeah.
What is this guy? He's soft.
Rub some dirt on it. What are you doing?
This guy's an idiot. Can't believe you believe him. He's dead?
We got mono for fun as kids.
Yeah.
What are you doing? We tried to find the mono girl.
You're coming at this kid for being in bed for 10 days, not even thinking oh, no, it's legit.
I'm like, what are you doing, man? You didn't hear anything like that. I never even heard of mono.
Right.
I thought he was making it up. And then I just heard another case. I haven't heard of that. I haven't heard that word in years. And then somebody has mono. It's one of those things you just think kind of gets played out, right? Nobody gets it anymore.
Like chicken pox.
Yeah.
The kissing disease.
Yeah, that's how you got it.
Yeah, well, they got the best PR out of any sickness, man.
Right, exactly. If that could only apply to all the other stuff you get, you just
That
have to go
was
to
the
bed
one
for a
you-
month and everything's cool.
That was the one you worried about, though, because you didn't want to get the kissing disease.
Right, yeah.
You have to tell mom and dad how you got mono.
Oh, yeah. Can't say that one came from a toilet seat.
Yeah.
That was going to be odd. Toilet seat, huh? How'd you manage that?
Yeah, I never got mono. Not because of lack of kissing, even though it really sounds like it is. But,
did you even know anybody that had it?
Not that I'm aware of.
That's how rare it is. Never heard of anybody had it. Have you ever heard anybody have mono? Did you ever know anybody?
Oh, yeah. In high school?
Oh, yeah. I never knew anybody in high school that had it when I moved here. When I was 17 is when I met the kid that wound up having it for about a month.
Yeah, that or college.
I was like, man, this guy's got it going on. He's going to school. He's doing nothing. He's laying in bed all day long. Mom goes to work, smoking weed.
Lucky boy.
Yeah, just kind of hanging out.
And he actually got action in high school.
Oh, yeah, no, he's a popular kid.
Man, I'll never forget that first week when I lost my virginity. I remember I was in 9th grade, so I was a little bit earlier, and out of my friends at least.
Right.
God, it felt cool.
I
felt so cool.
Oh, yeah, you feel like a king.
I failed the class, and I was like, I don't care. I did what I was supposed to do in high school.
Dude, I literally had to wait until the very last day of that last senior day because I had a history teacher named Mr. Allred. Shout out if you're still alive. If not, whatever.
Wait. Okay, so right now it really sounds like you lost your virginity to your teacher.
No. It sounded like that at all.
Okay, good, because it sounded like that's how you got your grade.
You even dropped your voice and everything.
I will tell you.
I'll tell you, teacher, if you're still alive.
I'll tell you that secret. I'll tell you the secret there. It's kind of funny. I've never told this story before. So my old man, as a younger man, was a ball breaker. Not a guy you could really negotiate with a lot.
Yeah.
And we had a contentious relationship pretty much our entire life, right? But he was my only way out to move to Orlando to get away from Plaque and try to do something with my life. And so I took advantage of that and came down here and stayed here. And I remember, what were you just talking about?
The teacher.
Yeah, the teacher, right? So I remember,
Virginity.
no, Allred. I remember I had already been signed up for school. Like, my classes were already picked. I was scheduled to leave after I graduated. I left home and moved down here, and I was going to school that fall, right? So you do the whole graduation thing, full dad exam. Now, my dad would not understand if I failed a class and was unable to make it and have to go to summer school or whatever. And I remember going back to Allred's class. Everybody was gone. I walked into his class, and it was whether he gave me an F or a D on a history test would designate whether or not I walked the next day.
Oh, my goodness.
Or have to tell my father, sorry, Pop, I can't make it down because I failed history. All you have to do is just stay awake. That's all you got to do. Couldn't manage that. And sure enough, I walked in there, and he looks at me, and I'm wearing, are you ready for this? This was convincing that I should probably not go to, I was wearing torn jeans, a sleeveless Iron Maiden t-shirt. I hadn't slept because I'd been out drinking the night before.
Ooh.
I stunk. I had a mullet and a chipped tooth. So far, it just sounded like every Kid Rock video.
Yeah, you were there smelling like ball with the ball.
Yeah. I did. That was the cologne.
That was the cologne that you wore.
I was wearing Old Spice ball with a ball. And,
oh my God, is that ball with the ball?
Yeah. Smells like stale Bud Light and old cigarettes. Oh, and a club whore. But I walked up, and I was standing in front of him, and he looks up, and he pulls his reading glasses down, and he looks at my paper, and it's face down on the table on his desk.
Oh, he's going to milk this for everything it's worth.
And I look at him, and I said, Coach? And he said, Colbert? And he turned the paper over as if he was showing his cards in a hand of poker, and I saw D on the paper in circles, and I literally started crying.
Oh, wow.
I grabbed the paper, I said thanks, and I ran out of the room thinking that he was going to grab it and change it so I wasn't going to graduate. That's how I barely got out of school.
And you're in Palatka, so it's really, really rare, and you can get bullied if you get really excited about any deal.
Really, exactly. Hey, pipe it down there, buddy. We're looking for F's and F's only. All right, 407-916-1041. You can text us at 77031. Let's load them up there on the old lines. Let's get some tickets away. Trivia's up next. We'll do that right after this.
Real radio is the news junkie.
On the boob tube for the weekend, we have the Great American Joke Off.
Oh my! I'd watch the other one.
The news junkie. Weekdays at 11 on Real Radio 104.1.
This is Eric Dickerson. Here's what's trending on the iHeart Sports Network.
Presented by Staples Stores.
Ja Morant has been suspended again, this time indefinitely. Morant's been in the league 4 years, still hasn't grown up. It's an NBA problem. The pandering, the culture, the guaranteed money, the worship. Unlike the NFL, where accountability is demanded, the NBA is the complete opposite. Now the Grizzlies have to navigate this latest Ja Morant snafu with no end in sight. I'm Colin Cowherd.
Staples Print and Marketing Services help small business print big. Now get $15 off signs, banners, and posters when you spend $75 or more. Offer ends July 1st. Visit staples.com/printbig for details. This is your sign to try Staples, where your prints are perfect guaranteed.
Everybody knows inflation is running high. Problem is, nobody knows when it's going to run out. That's why you got to buy your windows and doors at FAS right now. That way you can lock in your price. They have the largest window and door showroom in all of Central Florida. 38 unique windows ready for you to check out and operate and pick out your favorites. They're all built with impact-resistant glass. That gives you security, noise reduction, and maximum efficiency. Not to mention they have a full selection of hurricane windows and doors as well. Always, estimates are free at FAS, and they always give you plenty of options, which is great. All products have a lifetime warranty, and if you act right now, you can receive rebates of $55 per window and $95 per door. Remember, no money down, no interest, no payments for 12 months is available, and their showroom is super easy to find. Fairbanks and I-4, slide in, pick out the windows of your dreams, have them installed. Your house will love you for it. Your power bill will go down, your AC will last longer, and your house will be safer. It'll just feel better all around. It's FASWD.com.
If you're a pro that paints, the Home Depot is here to save you money. Paint stores try to convince you you're getting a good deal by offering deep discounts on paint, but what they don't tell you is the starting price is too high to begin with. The real question is, how much are you paying per gallon? Nobody beats the Home Depot's price per gallon on Behr paint guaranteed. We offer everyday low prices on every gallon of top-rated Behr paint stains and primers. Plus, our pros earn discounts through our Pro Extra Paint Rewards program. That's the value of the Home Depot. How doers get more done. U.S. only. See store for details.
Now, it's your time to make more money and be your own boss. Come to the Franchise Show this Saturday and Sunday at the Hyatt Regency Orlando to meet with the best money-making franchises. Learn how you can open a successful business. This life-changing event is your only chance to see all the hottest money-making opportunities in one place. Find the perfect business for you at the Franchise Show, presented by the Entrepreneur's Source. This weekend, the Hyatt Regency Orlando. Get tickets at FloridaFranchiseShow.com.
I've been buying wholesale cars for 27 years, and every year, the way I know the market has peaked is my Bradford pear tree blooms. This morning I looked, and it is bloomed. The market is peaking. If you want to sell your car, this is the highest time of the year to do it right now. Just beat a guy today. A CarMax offer $3,000. They offered him $75 on his Corvette. I gave him $78. Why? Because the tree told me to. GiveMeTheVin.com.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
At International Diamond Center, their diamonds don't just sparkle, they come to life.
If the diamond doesn't smile at you, don't buy it. The diamond's got to talk to you.
IDC owner Keith LeClaire says the reason his diamonds have this magical quality is because every diamond at IDC has passed through the highest possible quality control standards and chosen for maximum beauty.
You're seeing the brilliance and the scintillation. There's no obstruction in that diamond. There's no internal graining. There's no clouds. An IDC diamond is better because, pure and simple, we put the time, the effort of selecting only the best. Every diamond's going to be handpicked by us. We're looking for nothing but the top percent.
So there's never any cutting corners, no compromising, no settling for an okay diamond.
Let's be critical. Let's pick the best and deliver the best we can. We do all the hard work in the beginning.
Is that diamond you're about to buy just okay, or does it speak to you? Come to IDC and listen before you buy.
Anybody that sees it on her hand, they're going to be on, where'd you get that diamond?
International Diamond Center, 4 Orlando locations.
Every morning, start your day getting caught up with West 2 News Sunrise.
I'm Meredith McDonough.
And I'm Jason Guy. Here for you with breaking news from around Central Florida.
We want to get back to that breaking news out of Orange County.
Giving you an accurate forecast to plan your day by.
We're also starting off with some cloud cover.
And steering you clear of the backups to make your commute a breeze.
Your travel times out the door are looking pretty good this morning.
Wake up knowing you're ready for today. With Jason, Mare, Kellyanne, and Megan. Wake up with West 2 News Sunrise. Weekdays starting at 4:30 a.m.
Kelly's all new.
Hello, Clarkson.
Every weekday.
Let's do it, Kelly.
Give your day a little love. Oh my gosh. A little joy.
Happy day.
A little laugh.
Well, I'm really hard of hearing. I can't hear that well.
You're going to fit right in on this show because I'm loud. Give your day a little Kelly.
It's this. This is her name. Oh, yeah.
Weekdays at 3 on West 2, followed by West 2 News at 4.
There are more identity threats than you realize. Even if you monitor your credit, only a little personal info needs to leak out, like your social security number or password.
For you to become a victim.
LifeLock alerts you to threats you could miss. If your identity is stolen, a dedicated US-based restoration specialist will work to fix it. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions, but everyone can save up to 25% off their first year with promo code NEWS. Go to LifeLock.com.
Managing healthcare for yourself, your kids, your aging parents, it's a lot to keep track of everything. Now you have help. Welcome to Village Medical, a whole new kind of primary care that's a lot more caring. Here, your doctor really gets to know your family's needs and coordinates all their visits, labs, even prescriptions. Plus, you can make same-day appointments or schedule video or at-home visits, all covered by most insurance. It sounds different because it is different. Go to villagemedical.com and become a patient today.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season and available in the produce section right now. Whoa, hey, careful now. There's plenty of juicy watermelon and other tasty Florida-grown produce for everyone. I mean, all you have to do is ask for Fresh from Florida or look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
Divorce? Call Trinley and Kramer, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com.
Real Radio 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch at The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
Welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show, Real Radio 104.1, 407-916-1041. It's easy to text us, 77031. Send it on down the line. You don't have to wait on hold. You can just get us your comment just like that. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
Slick is here.
Holla.
And Sauce has the sauce jar.
All aboard. Chugga chugga.
Oh, wait. Was it my turn? Wait.
Choo,
no, can we
choo.
do that again?
Chugga chugga.
What
Choo
was...
choo.
Jim, say clickety clack.
We didn't have the... You said that you were going to warn me.
I am going to come over there and do nothing.
I have a pair of tickets. I have a pair of tickets to the Sing Out Loud Festival. That's right. That's going down September 22nd and 23rd in St. Augustine. Performers including the Black Keys, Mumford & Sons, Maggie Rogers, and much, much more. Also in the sauce jar, I have a pair of buttons to attend the Orlando International Fringe Theater Festival. If you don't know what a Fringe Festival is, it's happening this weekend. In fact, starting tomorrow, May 16th, the festival ends May 29th. If you don't know what it is, change that. It's a perfect date day. It's a great thing to do with your parents. It's so much fun. And that is your sauce jar, which is always brought to you by
Cento Family Moving and Storage. Got a move coming up? Call them. They can handle it. Local, long distance, residential, or commercial. Just make sure you mention the Jim Colbert Show, because that's going to snag you a discount. Book them today at centomoving.com. That's CENTO moving.com. I'm going to come over there. Back to you.
Yeah, all right. Thanks. I appreciate it so much. Who goes first today, buddy?
Let's go with One Shot Scott.
One Shot Scott right there on line 3. Scott, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. How about yourself?
Good. Want to play a little game with us?
I sure do, man.
Let's do it, partner.
Game show.
All right, Scott, this is a very, very easy game. So easy. Shoe-in of a winner here. I got a question here for you. 4 answers. One of them is untrue. If you can find that untrue answer, I will send you to the sauce jar and off to a pretty cool music fest, or maybe even see some shows at the Fringe Festival. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here we go. On this day in 1905, the city of Las Vegas, Nevada was founded. On this day in 1905. Here are 3 fun facts about Las Vegas and one lie that stays right there. Number
no
one.
one talks about it.
And one lie that I swear it was a woman.
All right, number 1. Here we go. About 2,500 residents. At about 2,500 residents, Las Vegas has the largest Filipino community in the U.S. Number 2. The fountains and water features all throughout Las Vegas use gray water. That's water recycled from sinks and tubs. Swim, anybody? Number 3, if you were to stay one night in every hotel room in Las Vegas, it would take you 288 years to complete all the rooms. Or lastly, the MGM Grand Hotel Lion is the largest bronze sculpture in the U.S. at 50 tons. Which one of those is untrue?
Let's go with the first one, Jim.
Yeah, buddy, that's the one. You're a winner. I'm going to put you right on hold. Wow. And here's the thing, what I love. All you guys are telling me is I have to fake flub one time and I've got you. That's all I'm going to do. And next time, all with this week, I'm going to fake flub during one of the answers, and I'm going to fish every one of you guys.
See,
you think so?
I just love hearing the anger, the passion of defeat all over the bed of these goofy-ass horns.
Yeah. Yeah, I goofed that one. Yeah, the fountains and water features. By the way, you get these people, when you ever see somebody jump into one of those fountains or frolic on one of those fountains, understand that water
was in someone else's bathtub
in Vegas.
Oh,
wow.
That's not.
Imagine the filth you're swimming in.
That's not Ogden, Utah water.
No, that's ringworm worthy.
That's all kind of worm
All
worthy.
kind of worm, hookworm, ringworm.
You just make up some worms. It's in there. If you were to stay one night in every hotel room in Vegas, it would take you 288 years to stay in all the rooms.
Damn.
And the MGM Grand Lion is the largest bronze sculpture in the U.S. at 50 tons.
That's cool. I didn't know that was.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
Have you really?
Yeah. I've been to Vegas.
That's the biggest hotel in the world, I believe. I think when you factor in every single thing they have to offer under roof, I think the MGM Grand is the largest hotel on the planet.
Never been.
I think I was. Now, don't make fun of this because trust me here. I think I was too good of a person when I was in Vegas.
Okay.
Now, if I were to go to Vegas, I think I might be able to take care of it.
I got you. Okay, good.
But like back then, I was like, oh, wow. Look at the bright lights.
Yeah.
Now, if I go there, I'm like, dude, just put it on red.
Yeah.
And let's do it off of a butt cheek.
Las Vegas hosts about how many weddings a day?
70.
I'll go 2,100, bro. I don't know, man. That place
I
is
feel
crazy.
like it's like 7,000.
No, it's 300 weddings a day. But you think of all the hotels there. There's like, I think there are like 50 wedding chapels in Vegas, you know. I've been to one. It's surreal.
Wow.
I watched somebody get married in Vegas.
Yeah.
Oh, really? By Elvis?
By Elvis.
I think you could just like walk in, sit, and then watch an entire day of weddings.
You could.
Of
I mean,
randos.
there's no. There's no. I mean, we had people there, but there's no. I mean, you could just wander in and enjoy the
I was
day.
going to say, though, how do you get the marriage license thing? Isn't it? I mean, it's got to be pretty quick.
Yeah, I think they just do it right there, though. I think that's one of the reasons you go there. I believe it's just pretty easy to get.
Yeah, just sign right there.
Yeah, I think you just have to show them your fishing license or something. They give you one. Las Vegas is known as the informal 9th Hawaiian island because of the large Hawaiian community in the city.
Oh, so it's not Filipino, it's Hawaiian.
1/3 of thefts and cheating in Las Vegas are committed by
women.
I feel like the people that work at casinos.
Staff is the answer. That's
Yeah.
exactly
Really?
Yeah. Well, 30% of all the thefts are people stealing from their work.
How that free Splenda.
The neon cowboy outside the Pioneer Club. You guys have all seen that, right?
Oh,
With the hat,
yeah.
the neon rings, his leg or arm does like that. That at one point, that was the largest mechanical sign on planet Earth. It was the largest ever on planet Earth. That mechanical sign.
That's funny. God, they just have so many number ones.
Yeah, and then lastly here, the electric bill for the Hotel Luxor's shining light, the triangle.
Yeah, the one
pyramid.
that you can see from space.
It's got that beam that shines up. How much do you think that costs to run per hour?
1,200.
No, it's not that much. But think about it, per hour. So every day, there's 24 hours in a day.
I don't know, man.
This thing is making $52 an hour is what it costs. But think about that thing's been running.
Hell, it's making more than we are.
Right?
That's not right.
All right.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's so that you can make that money, so the rest of us don't.
All right, what's coming up for thoughts, buddy?
All right. We need to recognize something that we need. All right. This is no longer a want. This is a need. All successful.
Every time, buddy. Every time.
Every time what?
He does this, and it drives me crazy.
What do I
He's
do?
like, well, you come up with these ideas of things you absolutely know we need, and I think it's going to be stupid, and you wind up saying something. I'm like, okay, that's not bad.
Well, it's not illogical. There's something that all these super famous, successful people have.
Really?
And here's the thing, Jim, you don't have it.
Okay.
And no, I'm not talking about a butler again.
Okay.
I tried that. I tried to get you to get a butler. You didn't like that idea too much.
Wait, I thought you were still going to get him one and just have him show up.
Yeah. Well, it's just Fiverr.com isn't really working out for me. But there's something that famous people have. They have a name for something. We don't have it.
I like that.
So I wanted to bounce off some ideas for your fan base, Jim.
Oh, this is why I got angry. This is exactly why. It's never Deb or Slick. It's Jim.
Yeah.
I get the brunt of this all the time. You know what, buddy? No extra chips for you.
Oh.
And one wedge. That's all you get. One lemon wedge.
How many crackers?
2 packs.
When the hell did you guys get chips?
And they're stale. No salsa, by the way.
Oh, God.
Gotta dry bone those.
We're going to name our listeners after the break.
You got
all right.
407-916-1041. Back in a sec.
We may have lost our blue check, but we're still here doing
whatever it is you do on Twitter.
At Real Radio 1041 on Twitter is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733.
Travel with caution and expect heavy delays. The off-ramp is closed due to an accident from State Road 429 northbound to Western Way Exit 8. You can expect your regular stop-and-go traffic on I-4 eastbound before US 27 and after State Road 429. There's slowdowns on Florida's Turnpike heading northbound between Colonial Drive and Oakland Exchange, and congestion on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Direct Auto Insurance.
Direct Auto Insurance is for uncompromisers. With savings of up to 25%, you could stop compromising and keep driving. Get a free quote today at directauto.com. Savings vary, terms apply. National General Group, Winston-Salem.
You know, man, here in Florida, if you do not have an AC company you can trust or lean on when times get hot, you could be in bad shape, especially if they don't have any integrity or you can't create a personal relationship with them. One of the many reasons I love working with Mills Air is I know them. I know the techs. I know Leon. He's great. The whole crew is great. And when you have them to your house for that service, that preventive care for the summer, you'll feel that. Like, you'll feel that it's like somebody's there doing you a favor. That's the whole idea. They really make it so easy to hire them. And they have that 30 years of experience in keeping you cool here in Central Florida. That is needed, because if your AC breaks down in August, you are a tough shape. Carrier factory authorized dealers, that could mean up to $1,275 in rebates towards that brand new Carrier unit. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier, and certainly turn to the experts at Mills Air. They're family owned and operated, ready to help you today. Give these guys a call, 407-277-1159. Online, millsair.com.
Stop by your neighborhood Petco to save on all your pet's health and wellness needs. Petco has your pet's favorite food brands like Blue Buffalo, IAMS, Wholehearted, Royal Canin, and Purina Pro Plan. And when your pet needs to see a vet, Petco Vet Services can take care of your pet's needs, such as vaccinations and flea, tick, and heartworm prevention and more. Don't forget, your pet always wants to look their best, so make a grooming appointment while you're there. You'll get every 8th groom free when you unlock the grooming perk in our app. Visit your nearest Petco or go to petco.com to start saving on all your pet's needs.
After an accident, it's important to hire an attorney right away. Evidence can disappear quickly. Sure, you could wait to hire an attorney later and see how things turn out, but delays never make a case better. Injured on the go? Just call Mo. JustCallMo.com. Mo DeWitt, Orlando's injury attorney.
Who's ready for a new sensation? All over the nation, everyone's seeing inflation. In fact, RCO Mitsubishi is just about the only place prices are going down. It's my deflation celebration event, and it means you could drive a new Mitsubishi for just $5 down, and that's less than a carton of eggs. For your peace of mind, all new Mitsubishis come with a lifetime limited warranty. Listen closely to my declaration and join my deflation celebration, because you could ditch your current ride and drive a car you love for just $5 down. My dealer next door credit approval process is free of frustration, because we work with the lenders who want to approve your application with rates as low as 1.9%. Right now, you could drive a nicer, newer car for just $5 down. Come to my deflation celebration, but hurry so I can help you beat inflation today. I'm RC Hill Mitsubishi, 2 locations, DeLand and Ocala, Central Florida's first choice for new Mitsubishis. Visit me at rchill.com. That's rchill.com.
Credit requires bank approval. Vehicle purchase price determines actual trade allowance. Negative equity may be refinanced. See dealer for details.
Life is great when you get a VA home loan with Navy Federal Credit Union. Like having expert guidance through the home buying process kind of great. With other lenders, life is okay. Like figuring it out for yourself okay.
What do ARM, DTI, and PMI mean?
I don't know. Too many acronyms.
Luckily, when you're a member, life is better. Like getting expert guidance from a top VA home loan lender kind of better. Learn more at NavyFederal.org. Navy Federal Credit Union. Our members are the mission. Insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Lender.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. I have an important message for lawyers and legal professionals across America. Are you embarrassed by the firm you work for? Do they settle cases for pennies on the dollar? Do you dream of winning with the biggest in the business? At Morgan & Morgan, we have hundreds of job openings for the best and the brightest across the country. Visit forthepeople.com to explore joining a firm you'll be proud of. Explore joining me, Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Ricardo, quote, "This is one of the greatest inventions ever. I know this may sound like I'm exaggerating, but this sucker is amazing. The first time I did it, I couldn't believe what came out of my sinuses. I could breathe with ease. My wife just bought one too. Thank you for this product," unquote. He's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
This earful of Real Radio is sponsored by Insperity, HR that makes a difference.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Best price the first time. OrangeBuickGMC.com. We are professional grade.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting live from the injury law firm of Kaufman and Lind Studios. Why Kaufman and Lind? Because clients and character matter. Contact them at whenyouneedus.com or dial pound 546 on your cell phone. This is WTKS FM HD1 Cocoa Beach, Orlando. Listen on your free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts. You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show, also available to watch. Yeah, we like it when you watch. At The Jim Colbert Show on YouTube.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to The Jim Colbert Show here on Real Radio. I am Jim. Deb is here.
Hello.
And Slick is here.
Holla.
Holla.
And Ross is here as well. And he's got some Ross thoughts.
It's weird.
Let's get it.
It's funny.
We'll find out.
Sometimes.
At Leesburg.
It's Ross.
I think.
Spelled like sauce.
I thought
it's Ross Thoughts.
Pretty funny. Ross Thoughts is brought to you by Persimmon Hollow Brewing. A little bit more about the brewery that still is making my favorite beer in blood orange wheat. So, Jim, I was thinking, your daughters, they're Swifties.
Oh, my God. You can't be a bigger Swiftie than my kids are.
I'm sure there's somebody out there who has like, hey, do you want to see? I have a pair of her old shorts.
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty big fans. I mean, they're not going to be collecting anything or stalking her by any means, but they're big fans.
Big Swiftie fans. Got the Beehive.
Yeah.
Do you know who the Beehive is?
That's hold on, don't tell me. That's Beyonce.
That is Beyonce.
Ding, ding, ding.
One of my favorites is they call themselves the Fanalos. You know about the Fanalos, Jim?
The Fanalos.
Come on.
The Fanalos. Oh, that's the Juggalos.
That is Barry Manilow's fan base.
Oh.
Sorry, I thought that was Insane Clown Posse.
Yeah. You know, the two get
everybody makes
confused.
that mistake,
It
right?
happens all the time. It's
Same act.
Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg syndrome.
Sure.
Yeah.
I get it. They all look the same. Juggalos. Juggalos look the same. Because they're wearing the same face paint.
Oh, yeah.
Don't cancel me.
Good save. Good save.
Old gay white guys.
No, go just gay white guys. Glamberts. Do you know about the Glamberts?
That's Adam Lambert.
Adam Lambert.
Wow.
There's a lot.
There's a lot of them out there,
What's
man.
your fan base called, Jim? Yep, that's what I thought.
Buddy, I don't look at life like having a fan base. The show has a fan base. I don't look at me having a fan base.
Now, you did name our private Facebook group that people can still join for free.
Yes.
You named it.
It
And
is.
with some wit.
Yeah, it's called the Gym Members. Obviously, a play on being a member of a gym, which is also irony there.
Yeah. Because
I would.
None of us are touching gyms.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or the places where you work out.
I got one in my house, and I treat it like that poltergeist bedroom.
Yeah. It's one of those.
Just close the door and walk away.
Every night
Open
you have
the
a
door, look at the
nightmare
light.
of peeling your face off in front of that mirror.
Open that door, and there's like a workout clown floating around.
So this is what I was thinking. So all of us can have fan base names.
This is so arrogant. And
Here's the thing.
It's so terrible. You should. Why would you do this? It's so arrogant and it's so stupid.
Because you gotta give the people what they want. You know, that's what.
What is yours?
They want to. Oh, you don't. You're not ready for mine.
Are yours?
scared.
Are yours like the sauciers? Or
No.
Oh, there you go.
How about this? Sauce stains.
Oh, get
Text us at 77031 if you like being known as a sauce stain.
You're right. Nobody wants to be called a stain.
People like sauce stain.
No, they
I
don't.
have focus grouped it.
They do not.
I put it out in a group text.
Not one human being wants a sauce stain on anything they own. Not one.
Because they bring flavor and they're here forever.
Okay.
I don't know, though, Jim. You did come up with a brilliant idea of selling pre-stained clothes.
You're right. I did.
Yeah. That's sauce stain merch right there. Sauce stain army. Sauce stain. It's working.
Sauce stain.
Yeah, it sticks. It kind of sticks.
Like a sauce stain.
Gucci gang, saucy stain.
Full circle. Thank you, Deb. But what about Deb? Deb can't be left out. Deb, what do you like?
Deb's like she likes that purple hair. So
Yeah, not like that. We're not going in that route. But yes, you do like purple hair.
I do.
But what was bad about that route?
Well, I was just if we ask Deb what she likes, it could get real. Like,
she calls it.
Gotta keep it PG.
Hers gonna be the perps.
Yeah, the perps.
Ooh, I like the perps.
Okay, well,
Not bad.
You're into miniatures. You can call them the minis.
Yeah, that's not bad.
It's not bad. You know, the mini.
Yeah, because Lady Gaga calls hers the little something little not Pretty Little Liars. It's Little Monsters, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she calls hers the Little Monsters.
Pretty Little Liars is the TV, show you like to curl up and watch
it's
at
not
night.
mine. Come on now. It's my wife.
Like there are so many. You know what Lizzo calls her fan base?
Oh,
this
man.
is pretty good.
Why would you open
The
that?
lasers?
Why would you open that door for me?
It's better.
Cracker Barrel employees?
Yeah, you're right. No, it's pretty good. Lizzo's fan base, they like to be called as lesbians.
Oh, get out of here.
You don't like that?
That's not too bad.
That's kind of cool.
That's not bad.
That's kind of cool.
How about Deb's being called the? You ready? This is clever. The Debonaires. Deb on air.
Oh, that's kind of dope. That's kind of dope.
I like that.
Okay.
Debonaires.
So this is what I was thinking. Deb really likes hugs. Going back to ICP, the Huggalos.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm with that. I like that.
The Huggalos.
I like that. That's good.
That's not bad either.
That's good.
Huggalos? Deb's fan base is called the Huggalos?
Yeah.
I'm cool with
And
that.
instead of face paint and like black and white clown makeup, they just like, we're really good at soldering tiny things. You know? Like, that would be so dope.
Your logo's a monocle. Or like a jewel loop.
Yeah, exactly. Which I need.
Slick fan base name. Obviously, we're not famous enough to gather our own fan base name.
We're no Bruce Tramps or anything.
Yeah, do you know Bruce Springsteen's fan base? They call it by Bruce Tramps.
Bruce Tramps?
Isn't that the worst
Yes.
name ever?
What the F?
Yeah, dude.
That's a reason not to be a fan right there.
Jack is a Bruce Tramp.
That is terrible.
Seriously, a Bruce Tramp. I wouldn't want
That
to be known
is
as that.
so bad. Does he have that tat?
Yeah,
Is that what he's doing today, getting that removed?
A Bruce Tramp stamp.
Yeah, no joke.
But name of your fan base, Slick.
What is your DJ name, by the way? Do we know that, or do you say that on there?
DJ Livewire.
That's Livewire, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that man, you could work on that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I have the Live Hive.
Oh, do you?
That's what I have.
Oh, that is awesome.
That is solid as a rock right there.
That
buddy.
is good. It's no sauce stain.
Yeah.
It's no sauce stain. I'll defend the sauce stain. Sauce stain. But Jim, what about you? You can call them like Colberties or something.
Yeah, my last name is so clunky.
The Jiminators.
The Jiminators.
No, that sounds like a medical treatment.
Sounds like Jiminy Cricket.
Jim Scutioner. That's a stretch.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that was rough.
How about the Coal Train?
The Coal Train.
Hey!
All right.
I like that.
Coal World. Coal World.
No, don't leave the B out. I hate my last name.
You don't. You want to be
No,
called?
I don't mind my
Kohler?
last name. It's just so clunky. Blah, blah.
Hey.
It sounds like you're clearing something out of your throat.
The texting service is weighing in, at least for you, Ross.
Yeah.
77031. We've got the Rastafarians.
Oh, man.
right?
Rastafari.
All
Yep,
right.
exactly.
Bang, bang, bang.
Jim's fans, the Chef's Crew.
No.
Chef's Crew. Oh, Jim's out. No, pooped on it.
Sustainable.
Sustainable.
Oh, I like
Jim,
that
come
too.
on,
Yeah.
What
This
about
is
Ross
awesome.
Thoughts instead of like thoughts and thoughts and players?
Ross Tots.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
like thoughts.
Like
okay,
thoughts.
okay, like that.
That's dope.
How about
Yeah,
how about
thoughts and players.
The eaglets?
Eaglets.
The
That's
eaglets?
not bad.
Eaglets. What about this, Jim?
Oh, this is going to be terrible. I can feel it already. Hurry up so we can get a break.
So this isn't necessarily a name for your fan base.
Yeah, this is
Here we
bad.
go.
When
Yep.
you laugh during the intro, it's bad. By the way, that's what they call a tell.
No one's laughing.
In poker, this is a tell.
Who's laughing?
Hey, yeah. Go ahead. Tell me the joke you're very proud
I
of.
had a spicy Pringle. It's dangling on a uvula or something. Okay. When our listeners listen to the
man.
Jim Colbert Show,
This isn't good.
this isn't a name for them, but this is a name for the experience that they are in when they listen to your sweet, smooth, slow voice.
Yes, so deliberate.
If you can start off the show by welcome to the Jim Colbert Show, it's time to get into the J-hole. It's a playoff of ketamine.
Okay, that's even worse. Was that just to make it better?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, explain how the K-hole and the J-hole.
Because people really like
How do they
K-holes.
connect?
It's not 10 o'clock yet. You guys need to chill out.
People got really into ketamine these last couple of decades.
Yeah, yeah.
Right,
And
right.
when you get trapped off of ketamine,
Which means you're so high you can't move. You're in a K-hole.
yeah, and your mouth opens up like a fish.
like a baby bird looking for mom vomit.
And that's what I think is what Jim does.
Oh, it puts you into a stupor? A drug-induced stupor where your mouth opens like a fish?
Somebody said they should be called the Kolb Slaws.
I don't mind that.
The Jim
Kolb Slaws?
The Jim Beamers.
The Jim Beamers! That's not
The
bad.
Fast Flubbers.
Yeah.
Fast Flubby.
Jim Beamers isn't bad, but we really need the word Jim there, you know? Like
Really? You think so?
Absolutely. It would be weird just calling everybody Beamers. And it'd be like, BMW? What? But what do you think about that? Listen, at Jim Colbert Show, we have a great show for you guys. Uh-oh, tick-tock, tick-tock. It's time to go down to the J-hole.
No, that's not good.
That sounds work. That feels good.
That sounds like they take when you're being a really bad prisoner. That's where they take you when you're unruly as a prisoner. Oh, you're going to the J-hole, buddy.
It's going to get rough down there.
There's no light down there, and it talks fast.
Well,
And it hits hard. It's going to take you to the K-hole, and then you're going to go to the J-hole.
You're going to think you're at an auction? You are not. You're hearing opinions. Okay, well, my first idea was Jimmy Swimmies.
Jimmy doesn't have any swimmies anymore. Remember?
Yeah,
the inchworm thing.
Surgery. That happened.
Exactly. Tried to crawl its way back home.
They still butterfly. Slowly.
But then I thought, I don't think people are going to like being called Jimmy Swimmies. But I do know that people will like Persimmon Hollow Beer.
Yeah, they will.
Snap next segue.
Nailed it.
Persimmon Hollow Brewing Company. I'm telling you guys, they make great beer. We had them in studio. You can hear them. Listen to that interview. Listen to them just straight geek and nerd out about the beer that they are providing all of Central Florida. And I mean all of Central Florida. They have 5 locations. One of my location that I always go to is the Lake Eola one, but trust me, all of their locations are awesome. Follow them on social media. They are doing ring tosses, Jim. Jim, you know about the ring toss?
I know.
When you throw the ring and then it's on the hook. It's always at
Oh,
bars.
yeah, you swing it.
Yeah, you swing it.
It's got the
They're
swing, yeah.
giving out free beers if you do that.
Oh,
Follow
dude.
them on social to follow all the rules. Persimmon Hollow Brewing. They make my favorite beer. Go try the Blood Orange Wheat, especially if you're a golfer or if it's getting hot out, which it is. Go do it. Enjoy a Persimmon Hollow beer today. Drink sensibly, but get weird. And visit them at phbeer.com. Those are your Ross thoughts. It's time to get out of the J-hole. I'm out. Peace.
All right, let's go to the brewery this week. Let's go after the show one day this week.
I'm
and
down.
Go get some beers.
Yeah,
All
done.
right. 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Our buddy Ray Trinley from TK Laws up next.
up tonight on Real Radio at 7. It's a corporate time with Tom and Dan, brought to you by Gringos Locos and SecuredRoofingAndRestoration.com. At 9 p.m., it's Real Laughs with comedians James, Miguel, Mike, and Ken. And Real Music starts tonight at 10 on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Goldsmith Jewelry Shop Traffic Center. Lowest prices on the highest quality jewelry. GoldsmithJewelry.com.
Watch out for a multi-vehicle crash on State Road 429 heading northbound. Ramp to exit 11 Sidell Road. Traffic is backed up beyond exit 8 Western Way. There's slowdowns due to an accident on State Road 46 heading eastbound before International Parkway. The left lane is blocked. You can expect your regular delays on I-4 heading eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles? Call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by HCA Florida Healthcare.
HCA Florida Healthcare is here for everyone in your family at every stage of life, providing comprehensive, personalized care. Because healthier tomorrows are what we're all about. Learn more at hcafloridahealthcare.com.
Look, everybody, Jim Colbert here for my friends over at the Filatowski Eye Institute. Everybody knows your eyes are the window into your world. That's why I never even considered a discount surgery center when it comes to LASIK vision correction. That sounds crazy to begin with. What I did do, though, is I turned to the team at the Filatowski Eye Institute, a recognized leader in vision correction surgery, when referring my son and my father-in-law for eye surgery. These guys needed it bad. My son, at only 18 years old, really started having trouble with his eyes. Unable to really focus. My father-in-law dealing with the same thing. Dr. Filatowski absolutely turned their life around. He can do the same thing for you. 65,000 surgeries here in Central Florida for 30 years, and they use the latest state-of-the-art tech that gives you fast recovery times. Most people back to work the very next day. That's exactly the experience both my son and my father-in-law had. Start seeing the way you were meant to see. All you have to do is contact the Filatowski Eye Institute. Just text these guys, 1041, to the number 868686. That way you can schedule your consultation today, and they even offer 24-month interest-free financing to qualified patients. Again, just schedule that consultation. It's the Filatowski Eye Institute. Text 1041 to the number 868686. Filatowski Eye Institute is the smart choice and the only choice for LASIK vision correction.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else. And we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. From your cell, dial pound 250 and say keyword great results. That's pound 250 and say great results.
Sunday, May 21st at the Amway Center. It's the largest reggaeton show in Orlando with the biggest artists, Zion y Lennox, Joel y Randy, De La Ghetto, and many more. Rumba Bash 2023. Sunday, May 21st at the Amway Center. Get your tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
If you're a Dunkin' Rewards member, Mondays might be your new favorite day of the week, because every Monday in May, you get a free medium hot or iced coffee with any purchase. Not a member? Join on the Dunkin' app. America runs on Dunkin'. Limit 1 per member per Monday. Additional charges and terms apply. Participation may vary. Limited time offer.
At GiveMeTheVin.com, it's all digital. We have a 45-second offer online. It's fast, it's easy, and we have the best online reviews on the planet. Sell me your car.
Sell us your car. GiveMeTheVin.com. So easy you can do it in your underwear.
If you own a business with at least 5 employees and were operational during COVID, then you could be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund up to $26,000 per employee. This is not a loan, and you do not need to pay this back. Visit governmentaid.com today. Their team of ERC experts will navigate this complex process and file on your behalf. They've helped tens of thousands of businesses obtain billions. Act today. Visit governmentaid.com to see if your business qualifies.
Mills Air in business since 1992. That's over 30 years here in Central Florida. They're not going anywhere. Carrier factory authorized dealer. You can always turn to the experts at Carrier. Equipment change-outs and upgrades right now with up to $1,275 in rebates. Visit millsair.com.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Join Jim Colbert on The Jim Colbert Show for his Cigar of the Week segment every Friday afternoon at 3:45. You can pick up these featured cigars at all 3 Corona Cigar Company locations, Dr. Phillips, Heathrow, and downtown. Learn more at coronacigar.com.
Only iHeartRadio gives you access to all of your favorite radio stations.
Rover's Morning Glory.
It's the Woody Show.
It's Elliot in the morning.
All of the once-in-a-lifetime events.
iHeartRadio Music Festival.
All of the best free curated playlists.
It's everything that rocks.
All of the great podcasts for every interest.
This is Freddie Prinze Jr. from the Wrestling with Freddie podcast.
All of the mind-blowing content.
$20,000.
Awesome.
All of your favorite superstars.
This is Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters.
Best of all, it doesn't cost a thing. Download the absolutely free iHeartRadio app now.
If you ever need our help, we're just a call away. There's only one Morgan & Morgan.
Radio. 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
Four 407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show. Right here on Real Radio. Love broadcasting the program from beautiful Maitland, Florida, as we do and have for many, many years. I hope you have a big week planned, man. I hope it's great. I love having a good, solid week plan when I get up on Monday morning. You know I have some things to take care of. Going to knock some stuff out. I don't know about you guys. I try to go into the week with a nice positive outlook to, try to get something completed,
Nah.
Because I have a hard time doing that sometimes. I think I got like ADHD or something. I don't really focus well sometimes, so doing that helps me.
This is a good work beat. I like that beat.
All right, 407-916-1041.
Pro Tools.
Welcome
Dave
back.
School.
I am Jim, Deb, and Ross and Slicker here. And, of course, every single Monday at 6:20, our good friend from TK Law, One Firm for Life. Office is right there in Altamont Springs. Give it up for Ray Trindley.
Yeah, baby! Let's go.
My man's a settle monster.
Let's go.
My man is a settle monster. Killing it this week. Is that a good, like when you go into a court and you have a suit like that, I mean, getting a settlement before it goes to trial, for you, for attorneys, I must think that must be a bittersweet thing. You've done your job.
That's right.
You did your job, but you want to argue. You do all that prep and spend all that time. Don't you want to argue?
Bittersweet is exactly the way I feel.
Yeah.
And I think I probably shared this story before because this was such a pivotal moment for me in my legal career. Was I used to think that the only thing that mattered was winning. And so I would go in and I would make a big production of it. I'd make a big show. I'd win. And I would expect the high fives and the platitudes. And it wasn't until the one time I won a trial and my client pulled me aside smiling, but said, this was just such an emotionally difficult thing. I was crying with a smile on their face. And they said, I wish I could have avoided all this. And we had the conversation. I was like, but I got you everything you wanted. And they're like, there's more to life than winning.
That's right.
And it hit me so hard that I realized it's not all about the ego. It's not all about crushing the other side. Sometimes it is just getting that walk away. And in both the cases that I've settled recently, I was on the defense side of things. And so both of the times it was better than our best day in court, our offers, and they accepted them. So I consider that a win because you don't generally walk out of court owing no money,
Right.
So, usually they find something ticky-tacky to stick you with, and you're like, so I consider both of these big wins.
Well, that's good. I think basically you just kind of learn how to serve the client's needs, because a lot of times as an attorney, every client that walks in, they have a case. You're like, oh man, we're gonna get.
That's right.
But if that's not what the client wants, and the client wants just some closure or whatever, anything that provides that is a win, I would think.
Yeah.
It'd be hard to find that as a younger man.
It is hard, and again, a lot of it I attribute to ego. You go onto a sports field, and the only thing you want to do is you want to crush the other side and
That's
win.
It. You just want to
and I very much early in my career I looked at it like that. But There's more to life than winning.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of time to learn that stuff, though. I mean, you're still a young man. I mean, again, it's the same thing with us. I mean, you want to serve the client's needs as much as possible within reason, and that's the thing. I use that term a lot when I talk to clients about what their expectations are, what I can deliver. I always say, within reason. Just be understand. Not all situations exactly the same.
Well, and I do think one of the other things I learned from that was opening up the doors to communication. I talk to people a lot more now about what they're thinking and what they're feeling.
Right.
Than simply the facts.
Right.
And, I used to just dissect it as these are the facts. This is how we can use them. This is the story we're going to build, and it's better than their story. We're going to win.
And there could be unforeseen things that they don't know are going to come up. I mean,
right.
Dragging maybe family members in, they don't want to burden with something like that. So having a lot of information obviously is very important and allows them to make a more round decision on what they really need as your client, which is much better. I can see that.
Absolutely.
407-916-1041. All right. Well, you texted today, and actually I was very excited when you emailed. I think my response was pretty clear.
Yeah, I think all caps is always a good thing.
I'm pumped up for this.
All
right,
caps.
cool.
So basically, you said, let's try a little something different. Based on something I said a couple weeks ago, you wanted to go through some of the things you're asked a lot in the office. And I tell you, this very first one right off the bat, when it comes to this, is something I'm sure our audience can be very familiar with and use this information quite well.
Yeah, and so the idea was myth and misconceptions, things that people think they know about the law, and then try to correct them. And again, these are things I hear all the time. So the very first one was what to do if you get pulled over for a DUI. And so
if you get pulled over and you've been drinking, you don't get pulled. Well, yeah, I guess you would get pulled over for a DUI.
Yeah, so if you're swerving
Gotcha,
and you're just checking your cell phone, for example.
Got it.
And you've had no alcohol in your system and you're stone sober, you can do all the field sobriety exercises you want and do the blowing and all that stuff, and it's going to come out in your favor and you don't really have to worry. But let's say you've had a beer or two. Then what to do?
And you're not really sure where you are.
That's right.
I mean, you don't know where you are on the blood alcohol level thing.
Right. And so one thing, I didn't really address this because I'm not a scientist and this is not my expertise, but, what I understand from DUI trials is that there's a bell curve. Okay. And so when you have that first beer, you're at the bottom of the bell curve. Even if you drink that beer relatively quickly, you're still at the bottom. And then with time, that that alcohol is absorbed into your blood system and bloodstream. And when you're blowing into a breath test or when you're taking blood, what they're really measuring is how much alcohol is in your blood.
Right.
And what ends up happening is your lungs are all capillaries. And
right.
So when the blood is absorbed into your bloodstream and you blow out, you're excreting some of that alcohol.
Yeah, we just learned that the lungs, every hour, you blow out 1 tablespoon of water.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's one tablespoon of just normal breathing. It's 1 tablespoon of water per hour.
That changes these booths, right?
So that makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
So I mean, and we also learned that in your body right now, most of the blood is in your lungs. Matter of fact, as much blood is in your lungs that's in the rest of your body combined.
Yeah.
So and that of course carries all that stuff. So it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. So you're on this curve, right? And so conceptually, everybody's metabolism is a little bit different. So some people may metabolize alcohol faster or slower. And so, one of the things that we do as attorneys, and especially in criminal defense situations, is we're arguing where somebody's at on that curve. Because if I pull you over, then you're at the bottom of that curve. And that's when you were under the influence to the extent that your normal faculties are impaired. But the breath test is 4 hours later. Well, you're going to be on the back end of that curve or maybe at the top of that curve. So the blood alcohol reading at your breath test is going to be different from what it was when you were driving.
Wow, yeah.
So that's one of the things we often tackle. So the question is what to do, though. And the first is if you have a concern, you have to understand one thing. If you use your constitutional right and you decide you do not want to give the state attorney any evidence against you, which means you're not blowing, you're not going to participate in field sobriety exercises, there's what we have is called implied consent. And so when you applied for your driver's license and you sign, you're saying that if I get pulled over with suspected DUI, I'm going to participate. And if I don't, administratively, the DMV is going to suspend your driver's license for 12 months.
So if you
automatically,
if you do not blow,
you gone. It's gone for a year.
Guaranteed a year no driving.
That's correct. Now you can get a hardship license. So if you take care of a disabled adult or a child, you can get a hardship. Some things
head of home.
Head of home is a stretch. It really depends on your judge on that one.
All right, gotcha.
But if you're taking care of someone, it's almost always a good argument. some jobs, they'll let you drive to and from work. So probably the radio station would be okay. But if you're driving a tractor trailer, probably not.
Let me ask you a question. I find that very interesting because the verbiage of that is unique. And is this where the crease is? Where you're talking about if you decide to blow, or if you decide not to, they can't prove that you were.
That's exactly the crease.
Yeah, that's the crease, right? Because if you say I'm not going to blow, they have the burden of proof to prove that you were impaired, but they have no proof of that.
That's right.
So is there any way to still argue against that 1 year?
Yeah. So from an administrative standpoint, so it's a two-step process: administrative and criminal. Administrative standpoint, you can challenge the basis for the probable cause that you are under the influence, and if you win that hearing, and sometimes we do win those, but it's hard. You get your driver's license back. If you complete the field sobriety exercises and you don't pass, and you blow above a .08, you've now given the state attorney everything they need to prosecute you for DUI.
Right, with no questions. I mean, there's no possibility
That's right.
whatsoever. It's locked and key.
Right. And so, especially in a breath test scenario, you've got very few defenses. They've closed off some of the expert testimony on whether or not the breath test machine was
calibrated properly.
They figured that out after we won quite a few trials back in the early 2010s.
So how do they do that then? That's very interesting. I mean, I would assume that would be very difficult to pull off because, I mean, almost it does seem unconstitutional. You've proven nothing.
So what they have is it's implied in consent law, and they have what we've now added what's called a consciousness of guilt, which is the state attorney is allowed to proffer and say the only reason Ray decided he didn't blow was because he had a consciousness of guilt. He knew he had consumed too much drugs or alcohol to the extent that his normal faculties were impaired. So essentially, I knew I was drunk, which is why I didn't blow.
Okay, so that's interesting because you do have dash cam still.
That's
dash
right.
cam can show you weaving, but again, you could drop your cell phone, you could be smoking a cigarette, it could fall in your lap. There's a number of things that could cause you to swerve with a cop behind you.
Absolutely.
Just could be a subpar driver.
So, and because videotape doesn't tell you how the car smells.
That's right.
Does the officer's testimony of the smell of alcohol overrule your ability to say I wasn't drinking? Can they say, "Hey, look, I smelled alcohol"?
So I will say this. I'm always very skeptical when a law enforcement officer says, I smelled the impurities of alcohol on your breath.
Yeah.
Because one, where you know where the smell is coming from. Two, what's the impurity of alcohol that you're smelling?
Right.
And three, is there another explanation for it? So just like you said, like I was at a bar and Deb was sitting next to me and spilled her beer on me. You smell alcohol.
Yeah, sure.
So it becomes very factual, but the officer's testimony is almost always the foundation for this, right? So what did they observe? They smelled something, they saw something. Slurred speech is a very common.
Yep.
Bloodshot eyes.
Yep.
So, it's one of those things where, people say, okay, don't say anything to law enforcement. When they pull you over, don't say anything. Just say, I want to talk to my attorney, and they're going to pull you out of the car and arrest you right then and there. But at least you haven't said anything that's going to be used against you.
Right.
And so that's where a lot of these mixed messages go from don't blow. It's really not a one-size-fits-all answer. It really does come down to your specific situation. And, maybe you do have a broken ankle that has caused you problems. And so that's why you're not able to balance on one leg. Or maybe you do have some issues with your eyes that creates a nystagmus, which is that bounce in your eye.
Sure, yeah.
And if those are things that happen, you got to then communicate that to law enforcement if you decide you want to participate in these things. Because if you don't, those are going to be signs or indicators of impairment.
Right.
So I'm curious. You go ahead. I get pulled over. I've had 2 beers. I go, no blow. I don't have a license for 12 months.
That's right.
What is there court fees within that? Because the one thing I always hear about DUIs is how expensive it is. I'm assuming that if I go no blow at a traffic stop, it's not going to be free and just 12 months of driving.
Yeah. So again, now you're going back to the criminal component. So for the criminal component, we have restitution, we have court costs, fines, and fees. We have, if you're going to be in probation, you've got probation costs. So we've got cost of supervision. And so, to answer your question, again, it really depends on the city and the county. So some of these smaller cities that have like local PDs, you're not really talking about a lot of money in court costs and cost of investigation. It's like $136. but you go to some of the bigger county departments and it's like $500. And it just adds up from there. So what we're still talking about is some type of prosecution where you've been adjudicated guilty for driving under the influence. The other big thing that I want to throw out there is if you decide you don't want to blow and under the implied consent law, you're actually going to disqualify yourself from what's called pretrial diversion.
Oh, yeah.
And so as a first-time offender,
Oh, yeah.
if there's no aggravating circumstances, no car crash, you didn't run
No injuries.
a red light, right? No injuries, stuff like that. And let's just say you pull out of real radio and they pull you over instantly and
beep.
Yep. And then they test you and you're you're 0.08 for alcohol, and they say, okay, you're impaired. As a first-time offender, you're probably going to get what's called pretrial diversion, which means
Allows you to avoid all that stuff and basically pay a fine and go to some classes.
That's right. It's like I call it probation light.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is.
It's like
when I got arrested for selling alcohol to a minor during that sting operation, they made me go through this like anger class and like pretrial diversion. I paid a $300 fine, had to go see this counselor like 3 times, and it was expunged from my record like it never happened.
And you said no blow comes with that?
So if you don't blow, you are generally going to waive your ability to apply for a pretrial diversion.
Oh, right, so that's not good.
Yeah, but
that's bad. Yeah.
And let me ask you a question.
Just
Tyler,
one option you have less.
So short on time, this could go on forever. How does that affect your insurance rates? If you decide not to blow and you get your license suspended for a year, is that considered suspicion of DUI and it affects your insurance rates, or does it at all?
So I think in order, if it's a first time, I don't think it has any impact on your license. But I think when you have multiple suspicions of DUI, wet reckless, those types of
Got
things.
it. Smoke fire scenario.
That's right.
Got it.
And then if you've got a crash under the influence, you're going to have to get SR22 insurance, which is bad.
All right, let's move on real quick because I do want to cover one of these other things under family law. Does a person lose interest in quotes in marital property if they abandon it? And the thing you give here is like, let's say my wife and I get into an argument. We decide we don't want to be together anymore. I'm hauling ass. I take off. I leave the house. What happens then?
So this is probably top 3 most popular questions I get.
Really?
And I've searched the internet. I've looked at other states' laws to figure out where people get the idea from. So my best idea is that somebody had this happen to them one time, and they've told this story to everybody. But so the question really comes down is, do you abandon your legal interest in your home if you leave it? And the answer is no, you don't. Okay, so there's 2 parts of this that I think are really important. The first part is any asset that is a marital asset at the time of your divorce is always going to be a marital asset. So if it's jointly owned, if it was acquired in one name during the marriage and it wasn't done by gift or inheritance, you only paid for it separately before the marriage, any number of things that makes it marital, it's going to stay marital. And you leaving that house to preserve the status quo, protect your family, create a safe environment for yourself, for your family members, isn't going to change that. The other side of this, though, is the practical application during litigation. Once you leave that house, you may be in a situation where the court says, to preserve the status quo, I'm not going to let you come back in there and give your spouse exclusive use and possession. And so the other explanation I have as to where this has come from is that people have gone through that experience. They left. They weren't allowed to come back. They didn't abandon their legal interest in the property, but they weren't allowed to come back, which obviously can change the complexity of your case when you're paying the mortgage, you're paying the electricity, you're paying all that stuff.
You can force a sale, though, right? I mean, you can force a sale or make whomever it is, her or him, give you the equity in the house that you're deserving.
Yeah, so you generally will get credit for any of those payments that you're making.
Sure. But the equity too, right?
The equity's probably going to get split. It's a judicial discretion question.
Right, yeah, that's a judge-related question too.
That's right.
And yeah.
Yeah, so, it really depends on the judge and the facts. And, I always say this, if you're the most reasonable person in the room and you have the most credibility, judges are generally going to find a way to try to help you out.
Right.
So it really comes down to how did that whole, ball of wax develop.
Right. We got about a minute and a half left. I do want to cover this stuff with the prenups. And the myth being, and this is one of the questions you hear a lot in the office, is prenups are only for wealthy people or super wealthy people. That is an obvious myth.
Yeah, and so I like to look at it this way: is a prenup is just an agreement to resolve issues before they happen. So let's say you want to protect, you've got children from a prior marriage, you want to protect them, make sure that you preserve their inheritance. A prenup can do that. Let's say you want to make sure that your spouse has a stipend or some type of source of funds if something were to happen to you or pass away and you want to protect that from your kids. You can do that in a prenup. Let's say you want to make sure that your spouse is situated in case of a divorce. You can do that in a way that's predictable, and it's not up to the whims of a court to decide what's reasonable, what's fair, what's a need, what's an ability. You can set that out all in a prenuptial agreement.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I really, really enjoy about prenuptial agreements is you can limit your exposure to liabilities.
Yeah.
And that's the big one that I think a lot of people overlook. I'm not licensed to practice in Puerto Rico, but I did one prenuptial agreement for somebody who was marrying somebody from Puerto Rico. And Puerto Rico treats child support like a financial judgment, apparently. So what I learned from the attorney who was licensed in Puerto Rico.
You can go to jail for not paying there?
And it can pass on to your spouse. So let's say you and I get married in this scenario. Deb, you and I get married in this scenario.
I was going to say,
appreciate that.
I owe a bunch of money in child support. You marrying me, now you're obligated.
Right.
Oh.
And so some places have weird and wacky laws, so you got to be careful, and you can limit a lot of that exposure in a prenuptial agreement.
All right, 407-916-1041. Text us at 77031. When I have something to ask you, we'll take a little break, come back.
All right.
Load them up for last call. That's 407-916-1041. 5 lines are open. Back with more Ray in 1 second. Plus, we'll take your calls right after this.
Make us think or make it funny. Just make it good. Get on board now for last call on the Jim Colbert Show. 407-916-1041.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center, powered locally by Ferguson HVAC.
I'm Fox 35 Storm Team meteorologist Brooks Garner with your Fox 35 Central Florida forecast. Overnight, quiet conditions, a low of 69. Tomorrow, the high 92 with isolated afternoon storms. Wednesday, 93 with isolated storms, both days a 30% chance. Then we'll see scattered to numerous storms developing Thursday, the high 91, our chance for rain 60%. Overall, our pattern will be stormier than we've seen. In fact, the rainy season will basically begin starting next week. For the Fox 35 Storm Team, I'm meteorologist Brooks Garner.
This report is sponsored by Fresh from Florida.
Hey shoppers, this is your local farmer letting you know that Florida watermelon is in season right now. Look for the sunny Fresh from Florida logo while you shop. We're going to need a lot more help at checkout.
From the Florida Department of Agriculture.
Man, oh man, let's get your new bathroom courtesy of Rebath of Mid-Florida. If you have a home and your home has a master and or guest bath that is a mess. And of course, you guys know what I'm talking about. Houses built in the 70s here, in the 60s, have this terrible like green or gold or mauve tiles. Awful, and they're starting to stink a little because the water's gotten behind them from all those years of being beaten down. Well, how about a brand new bathroom in natural stone like travertine or marble instead of that terrible looking tile? And all those trendy looks that you see in the magazines on TV, that's what they do. And once you hire Rebath, this is what I love more than once you hire these guys, you're done. You can just sit back and enjoy and wait for that time to come where your new bathroom is done, and that's just 4 to 6 days. That's the average install time for a Rebath bathroom, 4 to 6 days. They do it with their employees. That means they don't use subcontractors. It's all their employees. Even better when they're done. Lifetime guarantee on the products and the install. And to see these products is also very easy. And I really do recommend it highly. 436 up in Altamont. They're right across from Kobe. Very easy to find. And you'll see some models when you walk in. I think there's about 10 of them or so. Those are just to show you what the products look like. Yeah, every bathroom at Rebath is a custom bathroom built exactly how you want it using your ideas and their design team. Next thing you know, you're going to have a beautiful bathroom that's virtually indestructible, looks amazing, and it's easy to clean as well. Hop on board, look at the before and afters, and then book your appointment. Your new bathroom is right there in Altamont at rebathmidfla.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver." Unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, N-A-V-A-G-E, clean nose, healthy life.
I'm Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
I learned about atrial fibrillation the hard way. My symptoms would come and go, shortness of breath, fatigue. I kept going. Then I got so lightheaded, I couldn't. My doctor said I have AFib, so I'm about 5 times more likely to have a stroke. Other symptoms, irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain can come and go, but the risk of stroke stays. If you have symptoms, tell a doctor. Visit notimetowait.com.
Sponsored by Bristol-Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
Car crash? Call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Has crossed, stuck in, Carrera! Oh, what a goal!
Orlando City returns home this week, taking on New York City Football Club on Wednesday, May 17th at 7:30 p.m., presented by Dex Imaging. Tune in on FM 96.9 The Game and watch on any device on the Apple TV app. Dex Imaging, the world's biggest business solutions provider of copiers and printers. Dex Imaging helps businesses do business better. Check us out online at deximaging.com.
Internal Revenue Service. When you owe a personal or business tax debt and can't pay, just hearing those 3 words brings feelings of fear and anxiety, and it's only a matter of time before tax liens, wage garnishments, or bank levies happen to you. We are J. David Tax Law, a local firm right here in Florida. Your first step to resolution is our no-cost consultation. We take the time to go through your specific tax problem step by step. We explain exactly what your options are and how we will resolve your tax issue. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you, and our fee payment plans are affordable for everyone. If you have tax problems, call us now for a no-cost consultation at 407-603-3962. That's 407-603-3962. Or find us on the web at jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or phone call away.
Are you a business owner, CEO, or responsible for marketing? If you are, iHeartMedia can help you reach your goals and find new customers. We reach more consumers in your target area than anyone else, and we can give you access to those potential customers more cost-effectively across radio, digital, podcasting, and social. We'd love to show you how iHeartMedia can work for you. Get started today at iHeartAdvertising.com. That's iHeartAdvertising.com.
Millions of Floridians do the math, and millions of Floridians choose Amscot Cash Advance because it makes sense. Up to $500 fast with no credit check. Get started at Amscot.com. Amscot. Some restrictions apply, subject to approval.
Amscot. Just come out, just come out. The man when you're in trouble. Car accidents, slips and falls, he's the only one that you should call. Just come out when you're injured on the go.
Orlando Attorney Mo DeWitt, sung by a non-attorney spokesperson.
Sponsored by Life Imaging FLA. Now open. Call pound 250 keyword free heart scan.
Radio. 104.1.
You're listening to The Jim Colbert Show.
407-916-1041. Text us 77031. Welcome back to the Jim Colbert Show right here on Real Radio. I'm Jim. Deb is here. And Ross.
Song makes me want to vogue.
Slick. Rave. And Ray Trenley in again. Thank you again.
Yeah.
It was good seeing you. All right, 407.
Good seeing you guys.
916-1041. We do have 2 lines open if you want to grab those on last call. 407-916-1041. 2 of those open. We'll get to you guys here in just 1 second for last call. Here with Ray Trenley, TK Law, onefirmforlife.com. Office is up in Altamont Springs. Does a lot of different things up there, whether it's state sales, DUI cases, whatever.
Try to keep it interesting.
That's right. What was the other thing? I wanted to ask you something, and I forget what it was today. God dang it. What was it? I just had it on the tip of my... I was like, I got to ask Ray about this. Oh, man, I cannot remember.
Hopefully it's not
contractors.
Chaos.
Oh, also be able to tell you more about my dog case here soon. So we're gathering the information there, and I'll be able to tell you more about that, and I can't wait to do that. So
disappointing end to that one.
Well, it's going to be disappointing for somebody.
Yeah.
Because I get to tell the whole truth about the case with zero regard to getting in trouble for anything, because it's 1,000% true. And we have all the backing paperwork to do it. So by the end of this week, you're going to know who did that and what happened exactly, frame by frame, minute by minute, exactly what happened and how these people reacted to this.
The discouraging part, though, is, small businesses, you assume that they're going to have a personal touch on how they deal with things that go wrong. And these people did not.
Man, I mean, you couldn't have done it any worse. You could not have created a more vociferous action from two people who just simply don't react to that kind of input well.
Sure.
Myself and my wife. We just don't react well because we aren't that kind of, we're not that person.
Yeah.
You know, we don't do things like that. And it's just, it was genuinely amazing. We were flabbergasted for 2 or 3 days after the incident. We were just flat. We just couldn't believe, just like you said, like I own a small business.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand what it's like to negotiate and deal with things like this. I certainly wouldn't have handled it like this. Genuinely amazing. They're going to get the worst possible scenario for themselves. The absolute worst possible scenario is me reminding everybody every day of the week who did this to my dog until and they're not going to do anything. Oh, I cannot wait to tell the story. I literally cannot wait to tell every syllable of this story.
And the only good news is that Sadie's okay.
Yeah, that's the only good thing.
Yeah.
That is the only good thing, that she turned out to be okay. The injury didn't last that long. We did have to go to the vet. We got lucky, to be honest with you.
Absolutely.
We got very lucky. Because it could have gone awry. And then the research we did, we found out it happens all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
We were talking about DUIs a little bit ago, and dude, one of my biggest fears is getting a DUI.
Uber.
And it's a stupid fear because I never drive drunk.
Right. Or fast.
But how big, if I blow a 0.2 versus a 0.0105, how
Is there a different level of DUI?
Is there a limit? Is there is there worse DUIs?
So 0.08 is the level at which it's presumed that you are under the influence to the extent that your normal faculties are impaired. And that's what the statute says. If you are driving a motor vehicle or operating a motor vehicle where your normal faculties are impaired, that's a DUI. So 0.08 is the presumption. I think it's at 0.13.
Yeah, super DUI.
Where they look and go, this wasn't an accident. You just have a couple beers after the ball game with the boys.
I think at 0.13, there's a different standard for punishment.
Like you consider this a career now.
Well, it just, it's aggravating circumstances. It's the same thing as speeding,
right? Gotcha.
Or causing a car crash or somebody getting hurt,
or driving when weather is really bad, because that's like the worst one you can get: speeding or driving or recklessly in inclement weather.
It's the reckless driving part. If you put other people's lives at risk,
right,
it's gonna be bad for you.
Deb, who do we have to thank today?
Well, we want to thank friendly attorney Ray Trendley, TK Law. Go to tklaw1firmforlife.com. Also want to thank Brandon Kravitz from our sister station 96.9 The Game. And last but never least, Slick for hosting along with us today.
Always good to see you.
Yeah. Holla.
Ross, I know you did stand up this past week. Killed it at Mammoth out there. A guy texted earlier, said it was absolutely packed. Everybody had a great time. Anything coming up soon?
It was great. The only thing that I have to tell you is go support Orlando City. Go watch some soccer.
There you
Because
go.
I have no comedy this weekend, but I'll keep you posted for more days.
And visit Fringe, right? You want to make sure everybody gets out to see the Fringe shows.
Go to Fringe shows.
Yeah, and that's OrlandoFringe.com?
Org.
OrlandoFringe.org. That way you can see the schedule, figure out how to get your buttons, find your favorite shows, learn more about the artists that are in town, so you can find out you can curate what kind of deal you want to kind of check
My
out.
brother is doing a show. He's doing Nashville Hurricane.
I think Angel's going to be out there this week. Sabrina's going to be out there from the News Junkie this week. So just do a little research and check out and support everybody that goes out and does this. It's hard work, by the way. Ray, anything for you this week? Anything cool?
Got a wedding this weekend. That's about it.
Slick?
This Saturday I'll be leaving for the Tom Joyner cruise. Going to be rocking out with Stevie Wonder, Lauryn Hill.
Oh my goodness.
Who else is on
My
there?
wedding just got
Charlie
canceled.
Wilson.
You got plus one?
Your wedding just got stomped. All right, here we go. Slick Nick, last call.
Hey, man, you know what your fans are called? What they always been called?
What's that?
The catfish.
Oh, the catfish. Not bad. Hey, that'll work.
Make a catfish foundation.
Right said Ed, last call.
Yeah, it's more of a last call question for Ray if he's still there about implied, it deals with implied consent.
Yes, sir.
When it comes to boating under the influence.
Oh, there you go. Implied consent under boating.
It still applies.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow. Unbelievable. Is that a big thing? BUIs?
It is, and especially when there's injuries on the water, it's real bad.
Really? Wow. Shanae, last call.
Nay, no, you better get my name right. It's Martin.
Martin, last call.
Now, I'm going to tell you what, Jimmy. It's fun, but Ross, if you went to the Mammoth comedian thing, did you ever get a standing O?
I did not.
Oh,
I did not.
Chugga, bitch. When the train leaves the station, it goes slow. In here, chugga, 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 chugga. It's a chugga, chugga.
Okay, buddy.
All right.
What?
Don't do math.
He's in a J-hole.
Oh.
Mike, last call. Take us home.
Thank you.
I love Mondays. Somehow,
We can tell.
Ray and I have become good friends.
I've heard that.
This is Mike Friendly Buzzer Larson here.
Mike, did you have a Thumbtack beer before you called today?
What's going on here?
My voice is a little scratchy. Get off my back. I'm talking to Ray.
How's it going, buddy?
Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, fine, Ray. You keep your mic hot. This is Mike Friendly Buzzer Larson here. Before Jim interrupted me, this is what I got. You know what? You know why I never use my blinkers, Ray?
Why is that?
Because it's nobody's business where I'm going.
Oh, damn.
All
Crazy
that
as
for that.
All that for Thumbtacks.
We're still friends.
Good job, buddy. Well, let's get the hell out of here. Big day coming up tomorrow. What'd you do that's new? And it is my suggestion. You guys got to check that out. We'll follow up with Debs tomorrow.
Yep, exactly.
You got something cool?
I've got it ready.
Really? All right. very
Locked
good.
and loaded.
Plus your calls, texts, and talkbacks all day long. Jack will be back with us as well. Ray, as always, good seeing you, buddy.
Great seeing you.
OneFirmForLife.com. Offices up in Altamont Springs. You can do everything from estates all the way down to divorces and DUIs even. On behalf of Deb, Ross, Slick, and Ray, and Jack, I am Jim. We follow the news Shookie. They follow the monsters in the morning after us. Tom and Dan with the corporate time, and our friends from Real Laughs. We'll see you tomorrow at 3 for more of the Jim Colbert Show. Until then, have yourself a wonderful Monday evening.
Bye.
I don't think so.
A Corporate Time with Tom and Dan is coming up next on Real Radio 104.1.
From the Clausman Law Traffic Center, car crash, call Clausman Law. ClausmanLaw.com.
Travel with caution and expect delays. Authorities are clearing up an accident on State Road 429's off-ramp to exit 11. Sidell Road, traffic is backed up to Western Way. There's slowdowns due to an accident on I-4 westbound between Princeton Street and Robinson Street, and congestion on I-4 eastbound between Osceola Parkway and State Road 535. See traffic troubles, call the SafeTouchSecurity.com traffic tip line at 866-676-8477. From the Traffic Center, I'm James Birmingham.
This report is sponsored by Insperity.